here, and once I see the beauty, there it is. It's on. Hello, friends. Welcome to another episode of D&D Tomb of Annihilation. I got my boys over here, and I'm always going to point in this direction because I have no orientation when it comes to this camera, so I'm just going to point off here and say these are my boys right over in this direction. Excellent. We are all ready to go. So, Thriller. So
if you get both directions, you can't get wrong.
And then I'll get you both, yeah. I don't have to remember which side. Let's step back into the world together, my friends. Let's jump back into the heat, the welcoming heat in the face of the cold that we're all currently dealing with. The welcoming heat of the jungles of Chult. Our camera first opens up, as it always does, upon the Tome of Annihilation, that gaping maw embossed on the cover, ever just sort of staring into our souls. It's the empty blackness of its mouth seeming to have an endless depth to it. Its leather-bound cover flips open, and the many vellum pages flip by at a quick speed, the ink pouring through each page, animating the scenes of our last episode. Now, we had a couple of things happen, but most of it was centered around the Temple of Gond. We saw the party effectively looking for a answer to a few problems, information, cures to Brolin's curse, and a couple other interests. We see the party enter into this beautiful temple that they had never actually gone to in their first interaction with Portnai and Zaru. This beautiful structure that worships essentially the god of invention, and it really shows. Its centerpiece of this beautiful temple was this complex fountain made of pipes and gears and all kinds of different things to form what looked to almost be magical symbols out of the water that sprayed forth. Many pipes, you notice now, spilled down, many gutter pipes spilled down from the merchant ward into the Temple of Gond proper to form very many different inventions that all run with water, this fountain being the central piece. We sort of watched the sort of ink animations as the party splits in different directions, Valfine and Alexandria dipping down below into the Temple of Gond, Brolin being sort of taken off in a direction by a female dragonborn, very interested in Brolin Jr. We would see War wander off towards the Forge section, and then we would see Freesia stay exactly where she is, playing music and attracting the workers and also their children who will find joy in her music and entertainment. We would definitely get a scene of Valfine and Alexandria spilling forth all of that rich lore we got last time. Valfine exposing a very well hidden secret of her own, the scar on her back, and Alexandria offering the information that she has behind it of this old and ancient magic, finding possibly even more of an interest in Valfine than she did previously. We also got to see Valfine find what information that she did about primordial artifacts, including within that single note, which later on we would discover at the end of the episode would be Ilian himself, someone the party doesn't quite know and our audience doesn't quite know, but Valfine knows very, very well. More to be revealed as we go, I imagine. And I believe that spiraled down into quite a lot of information that you learned at the end of this 10-day, which we'll get into in a moment. We look over to War, and we see the interaction that he has with some of the in the Forge area, interacting with a young Forge maiden. I don't know whatever. Forge Maiden herself having an interaction back and forth with this young apprentice, talking about testing out some of her weapons, a very enthusiastic character that War got to interact back and forth with. And then we would spill over to Brolin, seeing him interact with a fan of the noble, what's the right word? Not notorious. What's the opposite of notorious, guys?
Renowned.
The renowned Bright Fang. Being an old fan of Brolin in the arena, she cured his curse for a deal to essentially that he would have to win his next fight, or he would owe her quite a bit of money. So we saw that go down. Brolin Jr. passed off to a new owner, this young red dragonborn woman who Brolin seems to have a little bit of fondness for. And we see that whole scene go on. Brolin is cured of his curse. And we see the party come back together after learning what information they did. Some on the absolute heavy side, some on the very light side. And I think that's a good contrast. We see you all come together to the lightest of possible things is Frisia carelessly... and carefree, not carelessly, in a very carefree sense, entertaining the people of the Temple of Gond. The most drama happening there is Frisia having to deal with the catty mothers of some of the patrons of Gond, and not liking their children hanging out there. So we see the party convene once again, and that is kind of where we got a fade out of the inky pages, and it starts to spill into a montage of the many things that happened in the not so much the many things. We're going to dig into that 10-day here in a minute, but everybody got to go through their first 10-day action. I'm going to go down the line, and everybody just tell me briefly what you did during your 10-day. Alexandria, I know you hit 2, so you can give me a nice wrap. Your scene did end the episode as well, too, so that would be cool. So let's go down the line exactly what you did for your 10-day, and just explain briefly to our audience what you did. War.
For my 10-day, I did pit fighting.
You were joined by someone, weren't you?
What do you mean?
Didn't you duo with somebody in the pits? Didn't you duo with Brolin?
Thematically, I think we talked about that a little bit. But
maybe not for the whole thing. Yeah.
For the pit fighting action itself was one-on-one stuff, but it might be a thing where it's we start doing co-op fights because we're both doing it anyway, right?
Yeah, both doing the underground, under the Grand Coliseum, the unsanctioned fights.
Yep.
I believe that.
And I won
2.
all 3 of the bouts.
Oh, did you win all 3? Nice. Very nice. Cool. And moving down the line, Frisia, what'd you do for your downtime activity?
I became the announcer of these unannounced fights.
That's right.
Very rapidly got a vile enemy of Vlad's fans. Not Vlad himself, he really doesn't care, but his fans.
His fans do not like you. Absolutely, you have a complication with that. The fans are not in your favor, which may come into play. Alexandria, yours did end the episode, but I'm just going down the line in order. What you got to do 2 weeks in one. We sort of wrapped yours up for what your passive downtime activity would be. Do you want to give us a brief explanation of that?
Yeah, she crafted a magical item, which took her the 2 weeks. She created a vial full of healing ointment to keep her friend alive.
Oh yeah. And you left that note on on her desk in whatever inn that you guys might have been staying at.
Mm-hmm. Not if I can help it.
Not if I can help it. Yeah, those words definitely capped our episode very well last time. Excellent. So yeah, we probably see that in the inky montage of the pages. Brolin, what was your downtime activity? Eating that sandwich.
No, I'm here. Same as War. He was doing pit fights, kind of like a warm up to the Undead Challenge.
Yeah, that's right.
And I think thematically, he did not. He hit his power level a little bit. He did not go into his beast forms or really reveal any new magic out of fear that
Vlad was watching.
Yeah,
that was good. Good moves.
And Vlad was taunting him about it too, right at the end.
He did. I remember that. Very, very cool. Valfine, your downtime activity, which also was just before, it was like the pre-end to the final end of Alexandria's.
Pre into the final end. Yep. Valfine spent the first 10 day of downtime. That's probably the only one she can afford. Doing research, and I rolled pretty freaking awesome. We got 3 pieces of lore.
Yeah.
That was good.
Centered around
Alien Flameseeker.
Alien Flameseeker.
Basically, go to
Mystery
Omu.
Man. Basically, he's an Omu.
And in short, go to Omu.
In short, Omu. those were your 3. Those were the 3 I gave you. Omu. Oh, excellent. So yeah, we see that first week begin to montage by, and I think our pages are left spinning. Our book doesn't close. We don't dive into the mouth as we normally do. The pages begin spinning and the ink begins to fill, in fact, and we dive in instead into that blackened ink because our tale isn't quite picking up exactly where it left off. We are diving into, well, the remaining 10 day and the events, the special events that could potentially happen depending on what you guys want to engage with during our first 10 days. So we're kind of skipping around in time a little bit, because there's a few things that you guys as a party wanted to accomplish individually outside of the these are singular tasks. These are not downtime activities. These are things that you want to do. So the ball is in your guys' court. I have 0 control, and what happens from here is not my fault.
Okay, you did a pretty good job with the temple.
Yeah,
so.
the temple worked out. So
Wasn't even in the book.
Exactly. So yeah, play.
So we're trying to do the events of the 10 day, the like one-off stuff now?
Yeah, single scene. Anybody can shout out one that they want to do if they feel like it's for them. If there's something that you thought you were doing, like, oh, I wanted to visit the Temple of Savros, or I wanted to go check my bank account in the Hall of Gold, or if there's some, like, if it's a minor thing that you think you can do off screen, you can just tell me that you're doing that. Tell us as an audience that you're doing that, so that we know and we can add it to, okay, cool, you're doing that thing. If you think it's something minor, like I'm going to the market to like trade all my stuff, we don't have to detail it unless there's something you want. Like the Temple of Savros, if you're like, I want to go to Temple of Savros and I want to talk to Grandfather Zatembe, that's a scene for sure. But if it's, I want to go to the jewel market and exchange some cash, like I'm not gonna roleplay that. So yeah, so it's up to you. There are some major scenes you guys pointed out before. Still up to you guys if you want to engage them, and who wants to engage them in what group. Like some people might not want to go see Volothamp Gadarm because you guys wanted to see Volothamp Gadarm and try to sell them your story. Some people might not want to go to the Grand Coliseum for Brolin's fight, which is a big thing that is probably happening unless Brolin decides to chicken out, and that would be bad for his honor, of course. And then the third was dinosaur races, which again, not everyone has to attend. It's just up to you guys what you want to do. And if you are just like, I don't have anything minor, I don't want to engage with anything, like I just do my downtime activity and I'm away from the party, perfectly acceptable.
So War,
What's up?
you think it's time to visit Volo? Should we do that? We've
Sure.
been talking about it for like 3 months.
I mean, it's not like your story, so
Another fun thing to mention, we did this last time and I think it works very well for this. Anytime you want to interact with another character, just so it's not an awkward am I there, am I not, blah blah blah, since we're working in this sort of like picking out scenes, there is a central room that you have quote unquote rented in the Kaya's House of Repose, that if at any time you want to speak to each other, we can just say, we cut to that scene. If there's just something minor that you wanted to say, you set it in the meeting room at Kaya's House of Repose. If there's any time where there's a wall and you need a bridge of interaction, that room can be the bridge.
right.
Okay. So is that where we're starting? I guess we could start there.
Yeah.
If there was
Let's go talk to Volo.
let's go talk to. Ooh, yeah.
So Volothamp Gadarm. We have 2 people for Volothamp Gadarm. And that would be at the Thundering Lizard. Is everybody going? Or
I'll go.
Is it just War? Who said I'll go?
I did.
Okay, cool. So we have
Brolin will go
Him.
too.
Okay, everybody is going to meet Volo Gadarm. So, I think this is interesting because this is in Kaya's House of Repose that we see this scene. Volothamp Gadarm is not a difficult man to find. Let me get a quick tavern, some tavern music here, or tavern ambience rather, that I will be losing soon. Thank you, Roll20.
Yeah.
I don't blame them, but I blame. I'm sad about it. I don't blame anybody. Things happen.
We will have more than adequate replacements.
We will find a way. Either that or I'll record them. Cool. So we got some tavern ambience going on. So we can hear, and I might as well let's get the Merchant Ward music going as well, just to have a little bit of music. Merchant Ward. Or Market Ward, it's what it is. Sweet. Cool. It's the same music that was just on. We're good. So yeah, we see you guys step out. If you remember or recall before, Kaya's House of Repose, the Thunder is very contrast to the Thundering Lizard, and that's a very wide open space with multiple balconies. It has an open sort of theater at its center, where there is a stage that is quite long and beautiful, where many people. This is where you first saw Iku doing slam poetry. But now, as you sort of enter this room, you see it's not completely full, but it's probably got a good amount of patrons at each table. There are plenty of open tables in Kaya's House of Repose. Also, please recall that the flora is everywhere. There is plenty of plants to make the place feel a little definitely jungle themed, but it breathes very well. There is the ceiling of the actual theater room at the center of Kaya's House of Repose is a total glass ceiling that lets in the light of the sun, and it lights the room very well. It's a very well lit, large windowed place where you can always just sort of feel a cool breeze coming through. It's a bit of an escape from the heat of Port Nyanzaru. Something about Kaya's House of Repose makes it feel about 10 degrees cooler than normal, which is it's a quite nice place to stay. All contrast to the Thundering Lizard. Just packed in, smaller stuff, sweaty, hot. It's still Chult, but in a different kind of Chult. So yeah, we would see a man, an individual who you've possibly spotted before. I think it would have only been Asteria who spotted him. One Volothamp Gadarm. Here's an image of him, friends. If you haven't seen him before. He has a very puffy shirt. He definitely comes from somewhere else. He's not wearing Chultan attire. And he has next to him a table and a stack of books. And in front of him is sort of a little podium where he is reading off parts of his books. And you can see there's a little sign, 50 2 easy payments of 25.99 gold pieces to get his book. And to have it essentially 50 gold total. And he's sort of just going about his whole spiel in his not Kalimshan, what is the word? It's the other sea. Crud, guys. Fucking Forgotten Realms. We'll just say his Sword Coast accent. not even so much Sword Coast. I think it's Chondathian. In his Chondathian accent, he just sort of goes about explaining a chapter of his book, to which point you can definitely see he attracts some people in the crowd. They're definitely here to be informed of something, and he stops at just the right time before giving probably some of the most crucial information about a very deadly plant that everyone was kind of on the edge of their seats wondering, how do I help that? And he'll say, and the cure is, and he'll close the book immediately. Only behind this book, it is 50 gold pieces, and once you receive it, you will know the answer to the question, how to survive against a man eating a plant. and he'll pat the book down, and a lot of people are kind of like, oh man, and he like cuts it off businessman style, and you see a couple people step up and actually offer up the gold to purchase a book, and probably only 3 to Volothamp's. He looks a little disappointed. Some people just sort of get up and walk away, and he says, please come back again. I'm going to read another chapter later this week. Okay. And they leave. He's only able to sell about 3 books, and the Kaya's house clears pretty quickly. People have gotten whatever kind of coffee or tea that they needed for the morning, and some people were just down here because they had. I mean, it's only. I would imagine you're meeting him more in the morning. People have just gotten up. This was just the entertainment. Some people probably thought he was going to do slam poetry and weren't even really paying attention. So it clears out pretty well. And you guys, the party, are left kind of standing there with maybe a few stragglers here and there having their own conversations. And you would approach the stage, I imagine. He looked down, say, would you like to purchase a book? They're only 50 gold pieces. You all look like you are armed mercenaries, perhaps. That gold, it could be burning a hole in your pocket. Let me spare you. This book will help you survive in the jungles of Chult.
I'm letting you take the lead on this one.
Valfine glances at War and kind of pats him on the shoulder. I think it would be more believable coming from you. I'm not exactly the embodiment of truthfulness.
He points at Frisha. As you're saying this, he says, "Are you? Haven't I seen you before? Don't you perform here?"
Oh,
Occasionally.
Oh,
Well,
are you looking for a job? I am in need of an assistant. I'm trying to sell all of these books.
well, for a proper cut.
He says, of course, there will be a payment. I am the famous Volothamp Gadarm himself. Apologies, did I not introduce myself? Sorry, I have a sign. And he just points over to it.
Well, friends actually sent us your way.
Oh, a friend? Do I know you?
You don't know us, but he said we had a story that you might be interested in hearing.
Oh, you have a story to sell?
Yes.
He says, well, let's hear it. I have a back room over here. They gave me the whole stage for the morning. I have to go in about an hour, though. They have a band playing soon.
Okay.
Come, step into my office. And he holds his hand out. Looking at you, you're this huge turtle, and he looks like he's going to,
Yeah.
like he's like willing to help you up the stage.
I don't know whether he'd take his hand or not. I don't know. He might. Just get up there. Whatever.
Oh boy!
I take a spot behind the.
pull
I
him back
take a spot
down.
behind the table and start selling books.
Oh yeah, you try to start selling books to people. He'll look and say, already ready to be employed. Well, okay, you will get a 10% cut for any that you sell.
Oh,
Excellent. So we see Frisha trying to get the like 4 other people who are still in this room to buy a book.
he's gonna nail this trick though, isn't he?
Yeah. We'll save that check for later. What if Brolin and Alexandria? I don't have you in the scene yet in my mind, or do you want to be kind of background characters?
Do we know what's the story we're trying to sell again?
So we were sneaking in to where Vorn was after it had been launched. I remember we stole the Valfane snuck in and stole the staff like right out of her hand, and then we took Vorn back.
Yeah.
I forget. Do you remember, Jacob, who pointed us to Volo?
Artist did.
It was
Was it Artis?
yeah.
Okay.
But I
Okay.
wasn't bringing up his name intentionally.
Yeah, I mean that's probably intelligent. It's probably a good thing. We don't know, but
So
it was artists that was like, hey, Volo would probably be interested in hearing about that. So,
Right.
and now that I'm thinking about it, maybe we should like get Freesia off selling books. And be like, hey, look at
Oh,
this
she
cool...
is selling books. It's okay.
Okay.
So where do we
Use
see
your charisma check like over here.
we'll get it. We'll get that charisma check. But where do we see Brolin and Alexandria? Again, it's totally okay if you guys just want to be background characters to the scene.
I have to be a background character because I'm just here because they say we should be here, and this is a nice break from all the work I've been doing in my.
Oh, that's true. You've had a lot of footwork. You're probably sitting down.
What day is this in the first 10 day that we're on? Does it matter?
Doesn't really matter. Doesn't
So,
have
like,
to be
you-
canonical.
So Alexandria would still be toiling away on
Still
whatever
be
it is.
toiling away for sure, though. This is still 10-day number 1.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is a pleasant break from all that effort.
Absolutely. But yeah, feel free to chime in wherever you want. But I'll imagine you are just in the background following along. What about Brolin? Same kind of thing.
I'm not sure. Brolin kind of has like the whole fight with the were-tigers is definitely something to bring up to him too. I think he's gonna wait and see maybe his reaction to the first story.
Okay, so yeah, we cut to the party. Most of them, other than Freesia, who's selling books. We're gonna get to that role at the very end, the very end of this encounter, and we'll see how that goes. Don't let me forget.
He also is looking in one of the books to see what the end of that story was.
Oh, the end of the story. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Excellent. So yes, you know what? No, I'll give it to you right now. You know that essentially they are vulnerable to fire, but it can't be magical fire. That is the thing. It has to be real fire. That is the trick at the end of the book, which is a true fact. Magical fire will not do extra damage to a man-eating plant, but it will if it is not magical. If it's regular fire. So that is a little bit of information you get just slipping that open. Very sly of you. So we cut to the back scene behind the stage, behind the curtains. We see the ropes, we see the sandbags, we see just sort of the props and the extra things back there. And Volothampus kind of just made this little area where he's prepared all of his stuff. And what's great is you find there are 3 more tables stacked with like 100 books each. She's got a shit ton more books back here, just piled up. And let's go. Oh, sorry for the mess. I'm in the middle of counting my stock.
Are there any titles that might interest me?
It all says the same thing. It's the same book. It's called Volo's Guide to Monsters.
Okay.
Over
That's
and
what
over
I thought,
again.
but I figured it was worth an
So,
ask.
Can't help but
you say you've
Yeah.
been sent by a friend, and you have a story. Then you must know my secret, my next book that I plan on releasing. So, what have you learned about the specters and ghosts?
They're spooky.
Well, that's a given, but I imagine you have something a little bit more valuable.
I don't believe this was about specters or ghosts. I'm
Oh.
sorry.
Wait, who sent you?
Someone I probably shouldn't mention in town.
Someone who rather enjoys playing the harp.
Looks and he just says, is he here?
No.
Oh. Looks, he says, do you all play the harp as well?
He'll nod kind of back to Freesia.
He says, well, at least I know that you are at least some kin in harp playing. Where is he? I imagine that is not appropriate. But if you are from him, and he sent you to me, You must have something important to say. He kind of looks around a little bit. I believe we are safe. My books, they have a way of sending people away as fast as possible. So, what? It's a little bit of a joke at my own expense. They are selling okay, at least somewhat. But what do you have? I am interested if you are sent by my harp-playing friend. Oh, perhaps a synopsis. I'm a dealer in information.
How much, have you been paying attention to the princes of late?
Oh, the princes of Port Nyanzaru. Oh, the politics of this place are very interesting. I have kept my ear to the ground on a few things. I know that there was previously a secret meeting that became public. Apparently, one of the princes had passed recently. I imagine that is becoming more a fact than a rumor.
That is true. But what I'm referring to is before that, when we arrived in the city. And Wakanga was coming back from his little boat trip. He brought back with him a...
Oh! No, I've heard about that too. The parade. Wait, you're those adventurers?
Yes.
And he says, oh, under the employ of a prince. That is quite a noble honor. Says, I imagine you were paid well. You retrieved that creature, that magnificent, what did they call it? Vorn.
Vorn, yes. That's actually what we came to tell you about.
Wait, you were the ones who got that, so... Wait a minute, it's all fitting in. You have the story of how you got that creature from the jungle?
Yes.
Oh, well, that I imagine has quite an adventure. Was it an exciting adventure?
I would say so.
Lots of
Valfine's in
ups
the
and
back,
downs, a climax, a falling action.
Literally falling action. And then
Oh.
the final one.
And he says, you have me intrigued. What's your price?
How do we determine that? Is there a safe way to do this?
I have no idea.
How much does Volo's book cost? Have we ever
50
heard
gold
that?
pieces.
50 gold? It's going to be published I don't know how many times. We got to consider the numbers here.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Would we know at all, like, how much a story usually gets...
You make a history check.
Freezer would? She's kind
I
of
know?
busy at the moment.
Because you guys might have discussed selling a story to him with me at an earlier point. So if I knew, I might have a price.
Frisha can make the roll if you want.
Sure.
Yeah, I think so. She's currently holding his book too. She probably could.
Well,
Depends on what type of role you think it
History.
would be. History? I am not so good at that. But
This would just be prior knowledge of like storytelling sales and like the selling of the ownership and structure of like a novel. Yeah, you can make that roll.
Delphine might in fact be better at that.
yeah.
Yeah, if we're doing history, then
Yeah, I mean, I
yeah,
think you've gone through enough.
Thematically.
You've gone through enough libraries and books and probably known enough authors to have a good idea of the price range, I think. But go ahead and make a roll, and we'll see what your best guess is here.
Would I happen to have advantage on this roll due to my background?
Sure.
Oh, I like that. This thing's coming in handy, ain't it?
Yeah. Gotta use
It's
the
like
background
the
features.
it's like the
It's an
sleeper
in-town
background.
skill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sleeper background.
Sleeper background.
No, it's not a sleeper
10.
background.
I got that 10 right at
It's
average.
very, very average.
You know that the story that you have can range anywhere between 100 and 1,000 gold pieces, depending upon Volo, really. But it's up to you. There's a bargaining process here. Your price, please. You know the story. You have given me the synopsis. I have a number in mind, but I am very interested in knowing what you're looking for.
You guys should have brought your agent into the room.
She felt like selling books right at the wrong moment. So
Well, I got offered a job.
you did.
You guys
This
want
is
me
true.
to
Are
be
you?
in there?
Is Frisha within earshot?
She's on the other
At
side
all?
of a thick curtain. So, I mean, you could step out there.
Can you give us just a couple seconds?
Oh, do you need to talk to your agent?
I'm gonna dart out of the room before he finishes talking.
All right. I'm used to that.
Valfine's gonna approach Frisha and tap her on the shoulder, whatever she's doing right now.
He is very, very thoroughly trying to sell this one guy a book.
Listen, man, all right. This guy, I just came down here for a coffee and some tea. This guy just started talking. I'm not interested in a 50 gold book, man. That's how much I make in a week, okay? And I'm a tailor, all right? I don't need a book on monsters.
Oh no.
But your shop could carry this book, and all those adventurers who come in.
I sell clothes. I mean, for the most part, I mean, an adventurer already has clothes. I mean, I tend to sell to the merchants of the merchant ward, but you know, okay. But I'm not interested. I'm sorry. So we see. We're still gonna give you that role, but this guy that you're going with isn't working out. As Valfine approaches.
There's at least one that will say no.
He's gonna get like a 29 or something. He's gonna be like, suddenly I feel like opening up my own library. I don't know.
Go ahead, Valfine. You've tapped Frisha on the shoulder.
Hey, what are you doing?
I'm attempting to make a profit. Do you need help with something?
Doesn't he sell clothes?
Well, that doesn't mean he doesn't want to buy the book.
Fair enough. I have a couple questions for you. If you're well versed in storytelling, that much is obvious. We need your opinion on something.
Okay, how can I help then?
Well, we happen to have a very, it's actually a quite dangerous story. We were wondering if we were to sell a very interesting, dangerous story to Volo, about how much would a dangerous story sell for? I don't know the exact question here.
So you need some help negotiating.
I mean, maybe. Potentially. I don't know if that requires negotiation or if it's a flat thing or... I deal with artifacts.
Nothing is a flat price. That is something you learn.
Well, I negotiate around items of incredulous rarity. I don't sell stories.
So you're a turtle, man. That's quite interesting. I'm sure you have many stories. I've actually never gotten to meet a turtle before.
Yeah. As far as I know, I'm the only one left around here. I've heard rumors of one more, but...
He says, I would love to speak with you about perhaps your history, maybe where you came from, that kind of information.
Burst into the room at this point and be like, we can talk about that as well.
says, he says, oh, hello. By the way, I introduced myself. May I get all of your names? At which point,
is War.
Yeah, you guys can all introduce yourselves easily to Volothan without me having to go down the line and make y'all say it. And it'll say, it is fine to meet you. Oh, it's good to know a name before we make a deal. So I imagine I am what's the word? What's the word? I'm engaging with you, and he looks to you, Freesia. They brought you in here. They all seemed very nervous.
They've just never done this before, so...
But I see that you seem to have a confidence about you. You are somebody I can do a deal with. They have a story, one that I think I have some shared interest in, one that could easily be put into a novel. I have been thinking about making a book of a collection of adventures, but I haven't quite gotten to it. Something to put in the back pocket.
Have we told Freesia this story at all? I don't think she's been around long enough, right?
Oh, I probably don't know the story.
No,
but
you don't know
I
the story.
can sell a story without knowing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is I don't know if someone can give you a quick summary and maybe not.
I mean, if this was the reason that we were coming here, it could have been like a prior
I probably
to
know the
this
summary.
trip.
Like
Yeah.
flashbacks. Easy.
Okay. Yeah, flashback or something.
Easy. Back at
Yep.
the table, flashback, explain the story. So, what's your price?
Well, I don't think we could go for anything less than 800.
Oh, that's quite steep. I was thinking of something more around 250. I mean, it sounds like a good adventure, but one that I imagine not exactly. Well, it matters on the details, really. They, for all I know, the synopsis that I received, they went into the jungle and they were able to retrieve, rather, this Vorn. It seems like a ancient and a very powerful artifact, but they came back. But it is in the between that I am most interested in. And the level of detail there, it's a bit fuzzy, and I would like to know a little bit more before I reach such a high price. How about we meet in the middle? 500, perhaps?
How about 600 and we throw in some turtle stories as well?
How about 800 and you throw in one of your books because one of our friends died to bring you this story?
Looks and he just says, "Oh, died. That is a death, loss.
And Frusha has no idea about that.
This is death, loss. That is a very powerful part of a story. This is perhaps 800 is worthwhile, and of course I would throw in a book. Why not? I mean, it's not like I don't have a bunch of them." He points behind himself at the giant stack, and he'll say, "I would easily do 800. No skill check required. Oops, let me rebuild the fourth wall."
Oh my god. Jeez.
He doesn't say that. He would just, yeah, he'll do 800 and some turtle stories, or not 800 and turtle stories. I mean, he might pay for those individuals. He'll do 800 just flat and and a book for free. But the negotiations are still going. Well, that's up to you guys if that's acceptable.
I
Seems
mean,
pretty good.
I mean,
I don't know.
It was my aimed amount.
I
So,
mean,
No,
It's
you
a
mentioned
little
death.
green.
That's a big thing. That's
it sounds amazing to me.
A
I
little
don't know.
more
I mean,
details.
so the whole death thing, you are referring to Iku, right?
Oh no, I was referring to bird face me.
Ryak?
There we go.
Okay.
I mean, Iku also, for
I
sure.
mean, yeah, Iku as well. She would.
Neither of those relate to this story, though. That's why I'm...
That's true.
Well, that's the great thing about stories. They don't have to be wholly true.
I would
And
like-
obviously the ones that are fabricated a little bit are better. But also, yes, it still was because we left to get Vorn as one of the missions.
Yeah.
So her death was in a way related to Vorn's retrieval.
We
Actually-
should start with the red wizard.
my own misunderstanding played in here. I forgot that he's going higher. I was imagining him getting money for some reason. It's good to mention the death though. I think it does require a roll. I'll break down the fourth wall again then to say it does require a roll. But I think it's a really good chances because we have Freesia and Alexandria working together to sell this story. So you guys can use
I'll
this
give her
so do I get advantage?
advantage. So you could use deception or or persuasion. Any of those apply here. Really.
Oh,
He says, "You know, the more you talk about this story, I'm getting the bits and the pieces. It definitely seems worth it. A worthwhile book for a front page, really." And he says, I definitely am interested. 800 and a free Volo's Guide to Monsters. And he says, I am... oh, it's a guide to... no, it's Volo's Guide to Everything, isn't it? Or no, that's Xanathar's Guide to Everything. It's Volo's Guide to Monsters, yeah.
Yeah.
No, we're talking about next.
Yeah.
That's
So-
Xanathar. Yeah.
I think it's a deal. Shall we shake on it? He puts out a hand.
Who's shaking?
I guess as the person convincing everyone, I
Yeah,
guess
there
I
you
will.
go.
Yeah, that would be you. That would be you.
He says, "Perfect. Now give me 1 moment." And he goes into a bag that he has nearby and rifles with some papers and pulls out a sheet of paper. He says, I knew I had a few of these left." And he slams down the paper and turns it around in your direction. And you see there's a lot of words up on this paper, and there's like a place to sign. And he says, "Hey, I owe you." You may read it through. The credentials are all there. Of
I'm
course,
good at reading things, right?
yes.
So
He says,
This is totally up to you guys. on
I believe
that.
you will find it very fair. You see, unfortunately, I do not have 800 gold pieces on me. My money, it flows around like honey everywhere, really. Right now, I'm kind of in the between things. You see, my stock, it's quite healthy right now. I have a few more stops on my way back to Waterdeep, but by the time I get back there, I should have your money. And if you read clearly, it is quite fair. I will not receive the story from you proper until the money is properly provided.
Reading contract.
Reading contract. Yeah. Yeah, you want to scan it?
Can we find anything in
Make
there?
an investigation check. You can do so with advantage if War's helping you.
Let's do that. Come on, roll 20. There we go. God damn it, dude.
12. You look it over, and it seems pretty legit. It seems as though he is promising you the gold required. He writes down the gold required and signs his name next to it that he's owing you for this tale that you have. He writes a couple more details onto the paper. He wrote them already before he handed over the feathered pen and the paper to you. It is effectively an IOU that upon him receiving the funds needed, that you would be, the trade would essentially happen. There's nothing on it that says where and when. Perhaps he's sort of word of mouthing that, effectively saying, "I will be in Waterdeep. That is the end of my tour, and where I'm going to be settling down for at least a year. If you find me there, probably in I would say, give me about 3 to 4 months. I will be there, and I will be willing to pay you."
Isn't that where the next campaign is?
Funny that you would say that. Sometimes the things just work out like that.
That means our next campaign, a couple characters will start with lots of money.
Yeah, the survivor.
And of course, my free book. I can add that right now. And he takes it. A vote of confidence that you will be able to come to me.
Melting will snatch it out of his hand.
Yeah.
How about a down payment on that?
He says, I don't have that much money. Unfortunately. I mean, if you want me to pay you in the books, I could give you 800 gold worth of books right now.
No. That's okay. This looks like a one-time read for me.
It's probably for the best. It's very difficult to sell. You see, most of the adventurers, they go out in the jungle and they never come back. So it's a kind of a one-time thing with the customers.
Really? After we were just talking about losing a couple friends?
Funny, this jungle seems to just eat them up. But that's why my book is so important.
I wasn't meaning for you to double down.
Just stop talking.
Who's signing?
Right. So
I
guess I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I mean, we get a book. That's kind of the most important thing.
right. That
It
would
is
be
a very
helpful.
good book and very helpful.
We'll see once I scan it.
Non-biased sources will be the judge of that.
I mean, Laura will sign it.
He says, just so you know, it was co-written by one of my best friends, Alminster, one of the archmages of the north. You'll see a few of his notes in there. I would listen to me more than him. My knowledge is quite good, and it comes from the soul. He is a much knowledgeable person. Let his head get in the way of his heart. But you will see his notes in the book.
Oh boy. Well, Melfine can sign it. I mean,
Yeah.
as far as like signing papers and stuff, that's
He
kind of
rolls it up, seals it. What's up, War?
Like, War would also sign it. But...
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, you can put your names down on there. Whoever wants to sign it can sign it. There's plenty of room for the whole cast of you. And he'll roll it up, seal it, and put it back in his bag. Well, I believe that's a deal. Looking forward to that story. I'll think about it for a while and maybe come up with what I think it's going to end up like. There's death, there's adventure. It has everything really that you look in a story. So I'm quite excited actually.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you're going to enjoy that story, you'll like the one that we come back with when we see you in Waterdeep.
He says, well, that's true. If you have any more stories and I have the gold, well, perhaps maybe we just do another IOU, depending on the situation, of course. I might be able to make you an even richer man, while you make me richer more. A mutual benefit.
Yes, I imagine the cure for the death curse will be a pretty wealthy story indeed.
He says, what? Wait a minute. What did you say? He says,
Okay, now hold on.
you will know the cure for the death curse.
No, we don't know nothing.
I slam my fists together. We're gonna cure the death curse.
And he says, oh, that's a big, that's a bold statement.
Valfie is gonna help me.
He says, oh, you're the girlfriend. Oh, so lava is in the story as well.
Whoa, wait a minute.
I know.
This is getting more and more juicy.
I knew it.
Wait a
Oh,
minute.
God.
How juicy? Like an extra 200 gold juicy, or?
He says, oh, we already have a one deal. It would have to be for later. And you did speak this story in a future tense, so it hasn't quite happened yet.
Her face is as red as her hair at this point.
Love, death, adventure, risk. It definitely sounds up my alley. If you have something for me when you get back to Waterdeep, know for sure, full well that I will probably be able to offer you something.
Well, I'm looking forward to it when we get back.
Oh, excellent. I believe I don't have anything else to discuss. This could be the end of our meeting. A safe journeys to you, in the wherever you go. I imagine the jungle. Hopefully you don't die. And I'm only be out one book, really. You'd be out your lives, so... my condolences if such a thing happens.
Alrighty.
Well, best adventures to you, and good luck. Hopefully you come back and make me a lot of money.
You too.
All right. We see you guys step out of that scene and back into the blur of the montage of the 10-day, possibly back at the table. Valfine, you have Volo's Guide to Everything. Unless you pass it to somebody else, you may open... It's not Guide to Everything, it's Guide to Monsters. You may open that book and look at anything that you want, and that information is your information. You can crack open Volo's Guide, and whatever is in there, you, Valfine, can know. Without a roll, without a check, without everything, all that information is yours.
What does that have on dragons?
Yeah, you can look into it. Look into it and read whatever you'd like.
Am I able to put this in my inventory?
Yeah, it's a book. You just type in
I just
book
tried
into
to-
the inventory.
Just tried to.
Book.
Okay.
Should show up just as items book. That's the weight of it.
Alright, how many books do I manage to sell is the real question.
If you pass it to anybody else, so I'm going to be very strict about this because it's fun that way. No one else can, during the game at the very least. I'm not going to stop. I can't really stop you guys from looking at books outside of it, other than hopefully you're not looking at Tomb of Annihilation for spoilers. During the game, you can always pop open Volo's Guide. Just know that if you do, and you have to skim, we're not going to focus on you for too long, but just know that that information can be your character's info. So yeah, you could skim it and come back and know things and just tell me I learned that in Volos. Very, very cool. So we are back in the sort of blurry space. We've completed Volo. What do we want to do?
I need to make my roll.
Oh, yeah, you do. Let's see if you sold any books for him.
Sell some books.
Let's see. Make a charisma check with disadvantage because these books don't sell well.
Oh, God.
Is this like written in the adventure?
No.
Are they taking a bash at their fans? Like, our book didn't sell well. You guys suck.
Oh, no. Well, it just doesn't
You're
sell
so
well
meta.
here. A
It's so
12. You manage somehow to get one person to buy one of these books. Some old lady that you have to go so far as convincing her there are recipes in the back, and she can't quite read. So she's just like, oh, dragon stew, eh? Well, that sounds good to me. How much money? And you're like 50 gold. Oh, that's a lot. Let me check my purse. She opens it up and takes out 1 gold at a time until she comes to 50 gold pieces. You can hear a lot rattling in there. And her arm reaches further down than it should. Totally a magical bag. And she closes it and goes, I believe that's enough. I'll take that book. And she says, thank you, you kind, beautiful lady. And she walks away. At which point Volo will come out. Oh, bless my stars, you sold the book. Like I promised you, a 10%, and he hands you 5 gold pieces. Thank you so much.
Oh my.
She is gonna poison somebody.
So
I'm not sure how I feel about that sale, but it's okay.
let's drop
Basilisk venom pea.
drop 5 gold. 5 gold for you in the harbor ward.
Man-eating plant stew.
All right, what do we want to do next, guys? What are y'all interested in?
I mean, that took up a lot of the last session.
Yeah,
Pretty
we
well.
already had. Yeah, that's kind of a choice of Valfine and War of doing that. You guys kind of fronted that first, so let's leave the option open. I should probably just be rolling like an initiative, but I'll wait until we come down a little bit thinner. Between Freesia, Alexandria, Brolin, any of you guys want to do a scene? Is there anything you want to push for here?
I don't really have anything special in this one, I don't think.
Okay.
Oh, I do kind of have a side thing I want to do.
Okay, I know you have your Coliseum. Your big one's the Coliseum stuff.
The big one's the Coliseum. I want to see if I can meet with Wakanga.
Okay, cool, and we can do that. Alexandra, you're about to say something. Let me get everybody's really quick. So, Alexandra, what was yours too?
Oh, I really was just gonna say
There's nothing. Okay, cool, excellent. You want to try to get a meeting with Wakanga? I would like you to make a persuasion check.
Persuasion check.
Yeah, persuasion or
it's
deception, some sort of charisma check to get in with him.
It's Brolin's best feature. Is his stunning charisma.
To get a meeting,
Yes.
to get a
Aren't
meeting
you
with
a
a prince.
gladiator?
Same. Stunningly low.
You're a folk hero. I mean,
Were
I was a folk hero. I have the class.
Was.
Oh no!
Oof, no longer.
oof.
I mean, your reputation's low. You haven't been around to hold up your title. You're way down on that tracker in the Thundering Lizard, that wood like panel thing. Like, you're way down on the tier. It's a struggle. I think you spend the better part of a day outside of your downtime activity of fighting, trying to get a hold of Wakanga, and you hit that solid wall that you imagine most people don't when they have a very rich, noble ex-duke friend named Samuel Dren to get them in. Wakanga doesn't care to see you. Even with whatever information you get. I think it's not so much he doesn't care to see you. Actually, you just can't even... his servants don't let you get past that moment. Like, guards won't let you pass the gate. Going to Golden Throne to try to set up a meeting, they're just like, oh, we want to meet with Wakanga. His meeting times aren't until like 10 days from now, at which point you can come here and discuss magical items. You're pointed back to the Grand Sulk to talk to maybe some of his merchants, or just like, oh, you want to talk to Wakanga? Good luck! And you find that, like, and I think you may even value more your time being with him. This is like trying to get in with someone who's extremely famous. Like, you can't get to him. unfortunately.
Oh.
So we see Brolin stopped at all corners trying to get in, and you're sort of reminded, I think, of your life before all of this adventure, even, where the princes, the most attraction you ever got from the princes, and you were getting up there, was when you were in the arena, and the princes are always judges. Getting their attention through the Colosseum was the only way that you ever did.
Well then, all right. I give up.
Did Valfin ever open that gift?
Oh, the
She did
item.
not.
Oh, what gift?
The amulet of health in the box. From
Oh, yeah. Did you want to
Congo.
sing for
I do
that?
need to. Sure.
Did that have our adventuring license that we were supposed to?
Ooh, I don't know.
Because I know that's a thing I have on my list of like, we never talked about this, but that was like part of our deal with him for
Was to
like
get-
when we were
Yeah.
like trying to bring back Vord, he was like, hey, well, I'll give you an adventuring license, and we haven't gotten one yet.
That is a good point. I mean, we would defer to the dungeon master at that point.
I mean, we would probably easily open up on a scene with Valfine in her chambers, maybe after some research, going through her pack or pulling it out of a pocket or wherever it is, and possibly back in whatever room you've taken for the night. And we see that sort of long wooden box that you were given with the sort of intricate jungle designs on the front.
That's a pretty cool box.
Yeah, I know, it is pretty cool.
neat.
Pretty sweet.
And we see you pop it open, pop the latch, open it up. And you see inside is definitely, you can see the beautiful sort of... What does it look like? What does the amulet look like when you open it up? You tell me.
I think the amulet of health.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would look a little unorthodox for an amulet. It would look really, really hardy. Probably larger links in the chain. Probably would look like it was a little heavier than a normal amulet.
Okay.
And at the end of it would be probably a gaudy 4-pointed star.
Oh, all right. That's interesting.
Shaped like a cross, I guess, even all the way around.
Okay, cool. I like that. When you open it up, you do not see an adventuring license within. You look around, and you just see the amulet set in, and then you're kind of taken aback for a moment as a zoop. A little spark of magic happens in between. It's probably 3 seconds after you open it. It was just a moment of, oh shit, like noticing that it's not there, and it would just appear just sort of right inside, right above the case, just sort of floating above you, and it stays there floating. You see a small rolled piece of paper.
Valfine will note for later, anytime opening a container, we check for traps first.
Yeah,
Just in
he
case.
hid that in there pretty sneakily. Your DC 18 did not catch it. Your Perception 18 did not catch that this was,
Are you
that was
sure?
magically bound.
Oh my God.
I am sure.
That is crazy.
Okay. So yeah, you can snatch it out of the air, unroll it, and see that it is an adventuring license that does have the seal of some major officer of the Flaming Fist, one that must have been in contact with Wakanga himself, and the seal of the Prince on it as well.
I think she would scan it 2 or 3 times to make sure it is
Absolutely legitimate.
legit. Okay.
Neat.
Neat. So we do have. Do I see everyone's names on it?
Yep.
More
You
to-
see everybody
are we-
but Frisia's.
Advanced by myself an adventuring license.
Yeah, you probably want to do that. Okay. I think first thing she would set the license down and immediately put on the amulet.
Yeah.
So-
You put in the amulet and you immediately feel invigorated with strength for sure, with a feeling of health, of constitution coming back to you. It definitely feels like before you weren't breathing quite as easily, but now you are. Like a weight has been lifted off you. What does that give you statistically? Just curious. Ups your constitution, right?
It does up my constitution. Let me check the compendium right here. Modifiers. Constitution. Your constitution score is 19 while you wear this amulet.
Yeah, excellent. You can change that. Just know that as you change it with the modifier adding, it adds to your HP total to your levels. So for each point the modifier goes up, you would gain 5 HP.
What, really? Okay.
Yeah, so what's your...
How would I... My constitution
what is it?
right now is... It's +4.
It's plus... Oh, your con is +4? Oh, did you...
Because that's after.
Okay, cool.
Before, yeah, if I...
What was it before?
Let me remove the amulet of
Yeah, I
health.
want to help you get that.
Unlock.
Remove.
Delete. Wait about 5 seconds. Relock. I'm looking at +1.
+1. So you would actually be gaining 15 points of health. So go ahead and put that back on and change your maximum health to be 15 more than it normally is. But yeah, you feel like a weight taken off your shoulders. Very cool. So we see you put that on. I don't know if there's anything else in that scene.
Wait, your health goes up when you have the amulet of health on?
Your constitution goes up.
19?
And if your constitution increases from what it was previously, it would go up. So excellent. So yeah, you drop that guy across your shoulders, and I think we fade out and back into the major scenes of the first week. I know we have one, which is the arena of the Coliseum, unless Brolin decides not to go. That is the only way we wouldn't be doing it. And there's the dinosaur races too. So.
Oh, Brolin's coming.
Gross.
All right. Is everybody okay with the Coliseum? This is a very interactive part.
Yeah.
This is very, very interactive.
Yeah. Very interactive. Okay.
I'm just gonna sell stuff.
Yeah, you want to sell some stuff? Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, you could do some math. Let me see if I can actually find some arena music. That would be sick. Arena cheer.
Yeah, this,
oh wait, is this Fable Arena? Ooh. Arena Loop too. This one.
Aren't they making a new Fable game?
I love Fable.
I heard they were doing that.
I don't know.
So that's what I'm selling there.
Okay, let's see. Very, very nice. Cool. Trust. DM trust.
The other thing that I had questions about was assorted gemstones, which I got at, I believe, what was it, Camp Vengeance or Righteous?
I'll have to dig into those. Ask me to peek at those outside of session, and I'll get you the numbers. Okay.
Will do.
Cool.
Will do.
Let's get to that arena. So I think our camera zooms in down upon the Grand Coliseum. I will remind you all of this magnificent structure. Let's move over here. I'm also curious. I'll ask you in a moment. I'll enter and I'm going to ask you guys a couple of questions and we'll figure it out. So we come down onto Yilkwazi Hill, onto the Grand Coliseum, and we see the huge sort of red tarps that wrap around to offer shade to the audience, and the many pillars that surround the Coliseum itself. It is a marvel of stonework. Each pillar is a massive statue of one of under 20 gladiators, those individuals who have risen in the ranks to become champions of the arena. One among them is I believe it's, let me get her name. I think it's Akin Afa.
It is a keen offer.
Akin Afa, one of the princes of Portnai and Zaru. She had gained all of her fame from the Colosseum. She rose up from being essentially just a very, very poor individual without a family to becoming what she is today simply by being an amazing fighter and climbing her way up. And she stands as a testament, her statue possibly bigger and more grander than the others, even given her money to be able to devote to that. Just to show that she is definitely a symbol of the arena in more than one way. But yeah, we see the many champions as they circle around the Grand Colosseum, and I think we enter down into the Colosseum itself. We start to pan across the audience, which is quite full. As you see, there are posters sort of, we probably go through like the arena entrance. Actually, I don't think we come from a top down. I think we go through an actual entrance, and so we see posters of old illustrations of White Fang kind of like replastered up here, and we see some of Vlad the Impaler. We get just sort of this sense of the sportsmanship that all this new illustrations have come up in such a short time to promote this fight. The Colosseum is absolutely packed. The judge, I'm going to roll for this individual. We're going to see which, we'll get to that. There's going to be a Merchant Prince judge, and we'll see exactly who they are. But the first thing I want to ask as our screen enters in, goes over the many heads of hundreds of Chultans, rearing to get some entertainment, rearing to see Bright Fang face his old arch rival Vlad the Impaler. The last time they fought, Vlad was fell and defeated. Brolin inches away from that gladiatorial championship, just didn't get the last couple fights in to fight the others. So it's a big comeback. Vlad has sort of built his way up back to being almost in that same position he was before. Brolin's coming back after a retirement phase. This is a big fight. We got a lot of people here.
Wait, did we skip the undead? Did we skip the undead challenge, or are we
the
just going
undead
straight
challenge? Yes, we did. We're skipping the undead challenge.
Okay.
I'm going to say that the undead challenge, because I have completely ignored it and made it a triple roll, and I'm way too excited for this Colosseum shit to do a triple roll that I'm going to want you to win anyway. Because I was going to be like, oh, if he fails it, I'll let him do it the next week. But I'm like, man, forget it. You tell me a little bit about what that looked like, Brolin. You ripping through the zombie challenge, you being able to defeat it. Did you have to transform?
I didn't transform, but I did use. I think I used the fire orb.
Ooh,
I think I failed at trying to hold in a little bit of my power, and I had to use the fire orb to clear the zombies out.
We'll tie it into your 10-day of pit fighting. We'll say that was sort of a part of it. Your successes all the way around. Perhaps we'll just retcon one of those out and say it was the zombie fight. You're able to clear out the fight to the cheers of a not completely full stadium, but getting there. The individual fights for competitions like this, I mean, oh, actually, you probably had a good amount there just because people were expecting you to die. We would see you mow through the undead challenge, defeat it to the smile of Vlad the Impaler in the ring. Also in the ring is your number one fan, that Priestess of Gond. Her name eluding me at the moment since I made it up in a single moment.
Wait, I know it. I wrote it down.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, what was her name? I remember the character personality.
Or no, those are the Nala or Lorette.
Lorette.
Lorette,
Yeah,
yes.
You would watch Lorette. She's got like a whole bunch of old fan gear, like flags and shit. And it's like, oh, Brolin, win. And she's sitting there at the side, like absolutely loving every moment. You would see Vlad the Impaler in the ring watching the fight, with a keen smile on his face and his cronies kind of around him. And we would watch you conquer, Brolin, and to the delight of everyone in the arena, including your rival. We get this shot. We go over the heads of these individuals, and we enter into the arena itself as we hear the announcer shout out some sort of encouraging, hype up the crowd shout, "Are you ready to rumble?" we just would let that out, and it would echo, and the crowd would definitely be flippin' pumped up. So, I want to know a couple of things. First of all, who among you in the party are here to watch Brolin's fight, and who aren't? If you're all here, great. If some of you aren't, cool. I know Brolin is here because he has to be. We're gonna skip to a scene with Brolin later, but there's a couple things we're going to do.
War is 100% like
On the side,
screaming for war or for Brolin. Sorry.
Frisha is there as well. It seems.
Go me, win!
Go me, I rock.
Frisha is definitely there, and maybe cheating.
Well, I will get into what you could do with that later. Valfine and Alexandria, what about you? Are you here or are you not?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. Valfine
Well,
is,
if she's here, then her girlfriend has to be here.
the question of the hour.
Oh.
Does Alexandria come to Brolin's fight?
Yeah, that's gonna be the
I
big.
imagine
gonna be
she's
big tell.
there for the beginning. I think, she hears the commotion while she's out running errands to grab more supplies. Maybe after meeting with a craftsman, and then, like, you know what? I'm just gonna go see how he's doing, see how he handles a fight without my help for once.
Okay. So everybody is here. Excellent. You are all cheering on Brolin in this big fight. Has been leaning up.
Whoa.
What's up? What's up?
I'm observing.
You're observing. You're in the arena.
I'm not cheering him on.
Okay. Yeah, you were observing. You will have opportunities, and you will see them soon. I think you guys will have a lot of fun with this. I found a way to engage everybody, and I think it will be quite cool, and I think you guys will like it. So, let's start with a scene. We see down below the sounds of the crowd have been ruffled. We are in the prep chamber for the gladiators that is just on the outside of the ring. It has 3 paths, one leading out of the arena and 2 that lead to the 2 entrance points that the individual fighters would go. The only people who are in this room, this locker room as it would be, this prep room, are you, Brolin, and your rival, Vlad the Impaler. He has come pre-ready. He's pulling out his long short sword, at which point, I have an image of him available? You guys do. Can one of you throw the image I gave you into... Actually, I might be able to just... I'm not going to take the time to grab it. Man, now I want that picture. Shit, dude.
Yeah.
All right, give me that picture. There it is. Okay. So you can click on that picture. This is what your rival looks like. He has stepped in just pretty much looking exactly like this. He pulls out his short sword and holds it in his hand, and it feels as though it is an extension of his arm. He curves it through the wind, and you can hear it just sort of cut the wind and make a very quiet but definitely audible sound of as it just goes through the air. It is as sharp as you imagine his fangs and claws are. And he looks over to you. He says, "Well, Brolin, it has been a long time coming. You do not know how long I have waited for this moment. I was happy to see you succeed. To know that your old strength is still there, so that I might smite you in a proper duel."
Listen, just between the 2 of us, winning ain't everything,
That's the difference between you and I, Brolin. You do not care, and I do. I will have my vengeance.
All right. He puts out a hand. He's like, may the best dwarf, cat, whatever win.
He looks down at your hand and up at you. He says, "At least you have not lost your honor out in the jungle. May the best of us win. And the best of us will win, Brolin." and he puts out a hand and shakes yours. His claws just dangerously hovering over the surface of your dwarven flesh. And he smiles. And he says, "Good luck." And he turns and goes towards goes down his alley, and you know he will meet a cage similar just to you, a barred gate rather, that will open when the fight is ready, and you can see in the arena proper, which I'm going to throw us over to now.
Can I make one small change, just for cosmetically?
Yeah,
That I think would be cool.
Yeah, what's up?
In like boxing, how you have like a coach or whatever. I totally want War to be that guy.
we want War to be down here to pre-prep you.
Yeah.
Yeah, War, you could be here.
He's
You're
like
his
little
hype
Mac.
man, his fluffer.
He's like little Mac, War's coach. Yeah.
Let me get a water really quick. 2 seconds.
I don't know about this War. Don't think I'm up for fighting.
You've done worse.
Oh God. Okay.
I know, but with everything happening with this Rosin Sea guy and Omu, this feels kind of small. But somebody's challenging me. I'm not gonna back down.
No battle's small, Brooklyn. Everything has a place. Follow the mazes.
Yeah, follow the mates. All right. I'm gonna have to. The problem is he's so proud. He's so proud of himself. He's worked his way back up. I don't want to break him.
You're a good man, Brooklyn. But you're gonna have to crush him.
I got a feeling, War. The minute I saw him, I think he's got something up his sleeve. He's gonna screw over my beast forms. I don't think I'm gonna be able to turn into a beast for a while.
Well, if that's the case, do what you have to avoid getting into his range.
All right. So yeah, we see you talk to your friend Brolin, give him a couple final words of encouragement, and we see you start to step down that lonely hallway, which you haven't been down in a while. I mean, you went down it before for the zombie fight and possibly for the pit fighting as well, but it's different now. This is a real fight. This is sanctioned. There is a different feeling when you step down and meet that gate and look out into the bloody, sandy field of the arena proper and look to the other side and see the gate resting directly across from you, and you know that your enemy lies beyond them. In fact, you can even see now his yellow cat-like eyes shining through the shade, and you can hear the cheer, the roar of the crowd waiting for the battle, and you know that you are about to perform. Those old feelings of the arena back a few, probably half year ago when you were in here, they start to come back, and you start to feel that adrenaline rush. So, before we begin this fight, I want to introduce to you guys how this is going to work. So I'm going to give you guys a pamphlet here. Everybody is involved if they want to be involved. But actually, no, before I give you these rules, because they won't apply to some of you, we're going to find out who it is that will be playing Vlad. Dustin, choose who you want to be your foe.
Oh man.
Oh,
Boy.
oh shit.
I'll give
What
you
do
a
I
moment.
do?
I'll give you, not me. Anybody but me.
Okay.
Anybody but me.
You know what? I got two choices.
You only have one. You have to choose. It has to be you. It cannot be up to anyone else.
Okay. I want it to be Josh.
Okay.
Great.
Josh, you have access
Josh.
to the character sheet, correct?
I do.
Cool. You have access to the character sheet. You know exactly how this character will play. You have the personality traits, everything up, correct?
Mm-hmm. Can I control the token?
Can you grab it? Yes, you can.
Yeah, looks like I can.
Cool. So go ahead and put him back there. I trust you completely to play this character exactly as I have written, and well to the character. Excellent. Excellente. Putting you back. Putting you back right there. Very cool. For the rest of you, those who aren't engaging in battle, that would be Frisia, War, and Alexandria. I have some fun things for you. Get ready for a lot of words here, but I will explain to you how this is going to work. Sorry that they're small. This is how they copy over from Discord. So, the arena, and Brolin, you would remember this, is a living environment. It has more rules than just a one-on-one fight. Let's start with the arena itself. On initiative 10, the arena will have an action happen. Something will happen. One of these three things. You can read those in detail if you want. I know what they do, but all of you can check those out if you want to understand exactly what this arena is capable of. It is quite a magnificent mechanism, thanks to the Temple of Gond. Next is the judge actions. Our judge for the evening is Jessamine, the Prince of Poisons. She will be watching over this fight. She will be watching over this fight, and she is already she's already expressed. She's one of the princes that has already expressed favor towards Vlad. But she is the judge of this fight. She will act on initiative 20 and do one of three things. So I'll actually go over the arena actions real quick. There is a volley of poison darts that fire around, doing damage and slowing you down for a turn. That you will have to make, everyone in the arena will have to make a DC saving throw for. On a failure, half damage kind of thing. You can read through that. It's a damage spell. It does more damage the further down the arena floor has gone, and we'll note the floor drop ability in a minute. Then there is the Gust Pit. The pit in the center of the room is a vacuum that can suck in gladiators. If you fail, it sucks you in by 30 feet. If you succeed, it's by 15. If you get pulled to the edge, you make a save whether or not you hit the ground. If you hit the ground, you take damage and teleport back up to your side of the arena. The floor drop. And also, that increases in DC the more the floor drops. The floor drop is the arena goes down one level. The darts do more damage. The DC of the Gust Pit is higher. And when the floor drops, you have to make a saving throw or go prone. And if you fail, you lose concentration on any spells you had concentration on. That is how the arena works in short. Next is the judge actions. These are very simple. On initiative 20, they roll a d3. They'll either ban spells for the round, ban melee attacks for the round, or ban ranged attacks for the round. This is something that happens every 6 seconds where the fighters are required to have to change up their strategies on a dime. And here come the fun parts. The spectator actions, of which you guys have 4. You can do, those who aren't fighting, 1 every round. You can choose to cheer. Cheering will give a combatant a plus 1d4 on their next d20 roll until the end of the round. These can stack, so you could give someone potentially with 3 of you 3 plus d4. There's boo, which is the opposite. You can give a opponent a negative 1d4. And here's some really fun ones. You can heckle the judge. You can choose to use your action to disable one of the 3 judge actions and make it... She'll still roll, but that option won't be on the table. This can go to the point where, since there's 3 of you, you could completely ban out a judge action from happening, and it just will be skipped. The same thing happens with delay event. You display your enthusiasm for the fight. Doing so will keep the officials from raising the stakes of the spectacle a little bit longer. So you can disable the events effectively, or delay the events rather, and do the same thing to the judge actions as you would to the arena actions, making them null and void for their turn. And that's up to you guys who are in the field, or sorry, not in the field, in the stands, what you want to do, who you want to vote, who you want to root for, who you don't, or if you even want to attend, it's up to you. I'll ask you on your turn. All right, I think that is everything. I'm going to add in 2 initiatives here. And that's going to
So-
be... What's up?
Since I literally have a magical version of Boo and Cheer, can I do those?
No. This is effectively the cosmetic. We're keeping this mechanic in here. Because yours... Yeah, I get you. You can say that that's what you're doing, but they are just these effects. We're going to keep it within this. Let's... So arena action... Add. If you do want to try to add something extra, just because I don't want to completely stifle you, you can try to cheat. If you get caught, the repercussions can be vast depending on what you do. I won't stop you. Just know that it can, if it's a certain thing, it could be punishable by being thrown into the pits, where you're chased down by raptors and ripped apart. That's at the worst. At the best, you are kicked out of the arena and never allowed back in.
So, before Brolin goes into this fight, I am giving him a bardic inspiration then.
Okay, you can. But Brolin, you will know, and I'm going to be a total dick here, and you're going to hate me right now, Alex. The gates will disable all magical effects the minute you step through.
Okay, never mind then.
Yeah, that just so that you don't, that was to essentially. I mean, it makes legitimate sense. Wakanga would offer that kind of enchantment to the arena because who knows who's just going to get buff, and just run to the arena and crush.
Yep.
The gates are magical; they disable all magical effects when you pass through them. So that they know it's a legitimate fight. That's what people want to see, is a legitimate fight. Real blood, real action, real risk. So let's get the judge action in here. The judge action is actually at DC 20, and the arena action is at DC 10.
So when this says like the remainder of the round for judge action, is it until it comes back to the
Until it
judge
comes
action?
back, yeah. These are 6-second intervals. Pretty much everything is working in that. So everybody roll initiative, everybody. And Valfine, you will do so with that token. It should show up.
Okay.
You will do so with gusto.
With gusto.
So we don't have our tokens for this initiative.
Yeah.
Yes, you do not. Let me pull. You guys can pull your own tokens in. It actually helps if you put yourself up in the corner. If you grab your character sheet and throw yourself somewhere, you will pop up.
So you can Valfine in as well.
Yeah, you could. Valfine. Yeah, you wanted to be in the. You wanted to be in there as well. Yeah, you can actually. Yeah, Valfine can have her own action too. I wasn't thinking about that.
My initiative matches my enthusiasm and also my lateness.
I think I have to get rid of pop-outs
You're
in order
tardy.
to do that.
I'll grab you.
Yeah, if you don't mind, that'd be great.
Did you make this, Ed? The arena?
No, I didn't draw this. Okay. All right, you guys are over here, and let's get. Who are we missing?
You can tell Ed didn't draw this because it doesn't look nearly good enough.
Aww.
Oh,
This is Alex's character is not in here. Oh yeah, you are. You're right over there.
yeah, bottom right. Bottom
Okay,
right.
cool. So go
I
ahead
am at the front row, obviously.
go ahead and slam down that initiative. Let's get rid of Jessamine here. We don't have to have her up. Whoop. Let's actually zoom in. That'll be a lot better. And we'll tuck the arena rules for me for later. Get that initiative order over here. I'm just cleaning up my shit. Let's see. Did everybody roll? I am missing Brolin, the man of the hour.
I know. I'm sorry. There you go. Okay. There you go.
All right. Okay. Let's do descending. All right. The gates open. And
Oh, Vlad got a. Oh, fuck me.
the gates open and the fight begins. I believe this is a level 4 fight. So, let's see if that music plays. It does. Okay, cool. The arena, I will, before we start, just to give a little bit of detail, is beautifully sculpted with motifs all around it of all kinds of gladiatorial battles happening in and out of the arena. Fights within this arena itself, fights out in the jungle. You can tell it definitely tells a story, but there isn't a lot of time for a fighter to ever read all of those tales. Blood smears the walls in certain places and acts mostly as a paint, and you can see places where the paint is chipped off and dried. The arena itself is riddled in stains of blood, probably from previous fights that they had, just to sort of ramp up this event. There are 4 pillars. One of them is completely smashed to the ground, possibly by a previous event, but it can still be used as cover. But 4 solid pillars standing at the middle of the arena. They too have these beautiful illustrations. There is a single pit at the very center that leads down to doom. Not forever doom, but it's definitely not good to fall into the pit. But you step into the mechanical arena, and first to go is our Master's Thief, of which I can not change the name of, but our dear friend, Vlad. What would you like to do?
Oh, what would I like to do?
Brolin will have had to step into the arena, and so will have you.
Okay, so
This is the starting position right here.
Okay. All right. So looking at... So he is going to move. He has 30 feet of movement. And then I can use an ability to double his movement.
Okay.
So I'm going to double it to that area.
Yep, this is a wall. It stands about 5
Yes.
feet tall.
Right.
Probably 5 or 6.
So he's going to duck behind this wall
Okay.
and bonus action hide.
Okay, go ahead and make a hide check. It will verse Brolin's... it should verse Brolin's passive in this situation. Because an active is an actual check. Alright, a 9. You zoom behind the wall, and Brolin, you can see him duck behind it. You know the area that he's in for the most part. That definitely doesn't pass your passive at all, so you know where Vlad is, but he's ducked and found some cover. Is that your full turn, Master Thief? We have a movement, we have a bonus action.
I'm out of movement, actually.
Okay.
I'm fully out of movement. Just double checking. Sorry.
This should snap to grid. I don't know why Dustin's is not. There we go.
Oh yeah, I got the snap to grid. You
Okay.
gotta choose it.
Oh, okay.
There
Yep.
we go.
Okay.
You have
So
one
from-
5 foot if you want as well.
What's that?
You have 5 more feet if you needed to move.
Yeah, because
at all.
you did a 30 and then a 55.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I could. So is this wall? Can I peek around this?
Yep.
Okay. So he's gonna turn over from his hiding position. He's going to take out his light crossbow, and he's going to throw a ranged attack.
Okay. Fire range attack, you definitely can reach. Go ahead and make an attack against Brolin.
Yes.
First blood incoming.
Oh,
20.
That hits.
If you click the word attack, it'll give the damage.
The word attack. Okay.
Yep, the word attack.
Yeah.
11 piercing. Shoo! Thunk! He moved so quick, he ducked behind, and you probably saw the trail of dust lead behind him. He tried to go for that hide check, and you're like, no, I know exactly where he is, that trail of dust directly behind Vlad, but as it cleared, he was no longer directly behind directly behind the wall where you thought, because that's where he skid. He was already in the cloud, dead aimed on you, and fires the shot, and it thunks right into your shoulder, pierces right through your armor, Brolin, and you feel the stingy steel of his arrow as it pierces into your flesh, and that heat of the arena, that feeling of your blood literally leaving your body, that adrenaline filling your veins starts to come back for sure. It's at this moment that the judge action comes into play. We see Jessamine she doesn't step forward. I think she sits very casually in her seat, like probably right at the edge of the arena, right above Vlad, actually. She would have chosen, there's 2 seats, and I think the judge sits in the seat of the person they favor, so she's sitting right above here, and she'll just look sort of casual at the shot. She has a keen smile on her face, and she snaps her fingers, and I will roll 1d3 to see what she chooses. You could see that she especially enjoys this power. You can also see with this prince that she wears bandages that go all the way up, very, very ninja style. They go all the way up to her legs and her arms. That's something unique about her. So that would be a spell ban. She'll say, "Let's see how this fight goes when magic isn't involved." And she snaps her fingers, and you see an aura over the arena. Spell slots cannot be spent this round until it comes back to her. It is Frisha's turn. Frisha, you may take a spectator action.
I am going to boo Vlad.
All right.
Boo his fans.
His fan. Okay, Vlad, go ahead. I'll put one of these on you. You have your next ability check. The next time you roll a d20 or anything attack, the next roll 20 sided die you drop will have a negative 1d4.
Minus d4. Okay, so it's like Bane.
Yep, it's like Bane. It's like Bane and Bless. Brolin, it's your turn. Remember, no magic.
Does that count?
Does not count your natural abilities.
Or cantrips, right?
Or cantrips. Yeah, you can use a cantrip if you want.
Just spell slots.
Just spell slots. Can't use.
Brolin Fireforge. First blood. Good luck around these parts, but you may have forgotten that in your time away from here.
Oh, you got me pretty good there. But, he rips it out. Do you remember this? And Brolin turns into... If I can find it. Brolin's gonna turn into... I don't think anyone's seen this yet, this form. Or the party hasn't seen this form. If I can drag him in, he's going to turn into a giant hyena.
Okay, you would start right here. Let's just dip Brolin back here. We'll bring him back in later. So yeah, you have this arena stat block, or you have this ape stat block. What do you want to do? So that's your bonus action to transform. We see you rip and change, and the crowd begins to cheer at White Fang, or Bright Fang rather, as you transform and take. I mean, that's sort of your thing, and they haven't seen that yet. So the crowd goes wild when you take a form, any form, and this one is quite impressive. What would you like to do with your action and your movement?
I can move 50 feet.
Okay.
So I'm going to move right here, right up in his face.
All right, yeah. We see you sort of lift, like you're looking over the wall, full ape form.
No, it's a
hyena. You're hyena. Sorry, I was looking at the picture thinking it was
giant albino hyena.
Giant albino hyena. Heck yeah. Excellent. All right, and you have an action.
Yes. So I'm going to do my bite, but it is going to have a plus. 2 additional pluses to it because I have my strength belt on.
Okay. So it'll have a plus 2.
Yeah, I have a plus 2 to this attack. Cool. So I'm gonna roll.
Okay, 23.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, that hits.
Okay. So it's gonna be 2d6 plus 5, not 3. So it's just a plus 2. Oof. So that is 11 damage.
I cannot update his HP yet, so you will have to manage that.
Okay, I will. Let me just see something about him here. Okay, cool. Just just so you know, you do have an ability called Uncanny Dodge. Just letting you know that that's something you have. But you don't have to use it right now. It's up to you. I know. I'm
disappointed.
I know. I know. It's all good. So excellent.
Guess
9
what?
points of piercing damage.
I'm going to use Uncanny Dodge. No, I can't. I can't. Reaction, right?
It's a
Oh,
reaction.
it is a reaction.
You have a
Yes.
reaction, yeah.
I do
So
have a reaction. Okay. I thought that the movement thing was reaction.
yeah, you get 1 reaction per round.
All right, so I will have that damage. from
Okay,
the
cool.
bite
So it's 2 of
this round.
4. So yeah, we see this hyena come up and try to rip into you with a bite. It's able to catch some of Vlad's armor and rip at it, getting a bit of flesh, but he nimbly rolls out of the way, not taking the full brunt of the strike. And that's the full turn for Brolin Hyena, correct?
Yes.
Very good. Oh, and he hisses. That's great. The arena will go. Let's see what happens. It's not the Brolin Hyena is not in a great positioning for this. If it goes sour, not bad. We're doing the both of you make a Dex saving throw as darts begin to fill the arena.
That is fitting for the judge.
Ooh,
Yeah,
and
poison darts. So you both fail, and you both will
Wait,
take.
Does the Bane count against it? Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
counts
it
against
would be
it. It's your next.
would
It's
be
your
a
next
3.
D20.
Yep.
So that would be for both of you, and you'll both take the same amount of damage here. 2d4 plus 2. 5 of that is poison. Oh dang! I rolled max. All right.
but that triggers evasion since it was a dexterity saving
It
throw,
was.
So I take
that
half
does.
that damage.
And evasion isn't a reaction, right? It's just
Nope.
automatic.
If Vlad
Nice.
is subjected to an effect that allows it to make a dexterity throw,
So you will take 5. Yeah, the hyena should take a total of 10.
Yep. You did.
Very good. As they fire, filling the arena, piercing in. The arena is quite a cruel mistress.
have a -4, right? Have a
Have a
'cause we're
9.
round down.
Have, so you have a -4, and then half of that will be 5. War, you can take a spectator action.
War is going to cheer Brolin.
All right, Brolin, your next check, the next time you have to roll a d20, will be with an extra d4.
Nice.
Very cool. Alexandria, what would you like your spectator action to be?
The debuff is gone on Vlad.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yep, because they're already -D4.
I will express my enthusiasm for the fight.
Okay, which one do you want to shut down from happening?
So this disables one of the arena.
One
actions.
arena effect where I'll have to roll a d2 instead, basically. I won't be able to choose that next time the arena rules come around.
Okay. And what I am going to remove. Is
It's
it
for
the
one
arena
round.
effects?
It's for 1 round. What's up?
Is
You
it
can
the
do
arena
either.
effects or the judge.
It's only you can do either.
Oh,
It's up to you
if
if you
I
want to
tackle
choose the
the
judge or the arena.
What's Rainbow? I think I'll do the darts.
Okay, so the darts cannot happen next time. We will roll a d2 between number 2 and 3 to see which one happens. Do not let me forget when we come around. Excellent. So
Roger.
yeah, we see Alexander expressing the. Well, you could attribute it however you want. I wrote something there so you guys could get an idea of how you are kind of delaying the effects of certain parts of the arena just by participating. If the crowd is riled up, the operators will not activate more, essentially. Very cool. Master Thief, Mr. Vlad, what would you like to do?
Seeing the giant hyena in front of him, he's not gonna back down. He's pissed.
Oh, so snap.
I've seen this trick before.
And he's going to do is he's going to roll attacks with a short sword. He gets up to 3.
Yes, he does.
Damn.
So I'm going to roll a triple attack. And I roll 1,
Ooh.
Yeah, you can do them all. Yeah, absolutely.
2,
Oh no!
3.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Yeah, go ahead and make those attacks. You can click on make sure to click on the one for the crit by itself. All right. That is a total of 15 plus 7 is going to be 22. 22 points of damage as he rips into the hyena form. Yeah, we see that
Hyena's
blade cutting away.
Ugh.
Yeah, his skill with a blade is quite sharpened. Excellent. That's your action. You still have a movement and a bonus. Is there anything else that Vlad would like to do?
He's going to use the bonus action to make a single claw attack.
Okay.
12.
What
are you at, 13?
will just
Roland?
hit. It'll just hit.
Oh, just hit. Okay.
Yeah, I think it just hits the
roll
enemy.
it.
3 extra damage as we see that claw come out and just rip into an arm. You can feel that pain, Brolin, even though it mostly comes to the form of your.
Brolin feels the pain.
Yeah, you feel the ripping
He
pain.
gets I like to think he gets the scars from his if he gets messed up in his beast form.
Oh, yeah, Vlad is as nimble as a cat, and he just uses that speed and just feline dexterity to just move around, and that blade moves with such a just sharp, like burning strikes. They definitely hurt. At the end of your turn, the judge will make an action. I believe she still has all 3. 1. Again, there will be no spells. She holds up, I believe it was spells, right? Yep.
Yeah.
She holds onto the spell band as Jessamine seems to be enjoying the physical fight here. She just holds on to the spell band. Someone looks to her as if like, oh, should we change? She says, no, let it keep going. She watches in amusement.
It's not good.
It is Frisha's turn for a spectator action. What would you like to do?
Frisia is going to rile up the crowd and in order to delay the event, and because he is entirely too close to that pit.
Are
so
you're gonna delay the gust pit? All right, the gust pit cannot happen. We know what the arena action will be, unless there's no one else to do a spectator action, so we know what the arena action will be. Will be the shifting down. All those actions will get scarier. Very cool. So
the question is, does it disable that one, or does it just make it so if they roll the wrong number, does it?
No, no, it's just it doesn't become an option. So something will happen, effectively. It could shut down if all of you do it.
Becomes
it's just
a reroll.
Yeah, it's delaying it. What's up?
I didn't get a chance to use my movement.
Oh, go for it. Go for it.
Ended my turn for me. How high is this wall that I'm next to right now?
This wall is about 5 to 6 feet.
Okay, I'm going to use 5 feet of my movement to climb up on the wall.
Okay, that you're still in range of the hyena. You haven't moved.
So I haven't
out
left.
of-
Yeah,
you haven't
I haven't
left.
left melee.
Yeah, you haven't left melee. So you are on top of this wall, so that we know that you are. And let me just put it up here. I'm not going to actually put a thing on you. But we know you're one square. You're one square up. Just to remember that. You eliminate 2 of the possible arena actions, leaving only the one left over. It is Brolin's turn.
Okay, Brolin is going to snarl, and he's going to attack. Okay. So this is +2 plus a 1d4.
If you have a 1d4 as well. So yeah, you can add, so it's going to be 19. You can go ahead and roll the d4.
That hits.
That
That
already
hits even
hits.
before the
Yeah,
d4.
you're good.
Okay.
You are good. Go ahead and make that bite.
Ooh.
9 piercing.
11 damage.
11 damage total. So you still have your reaction, by the way.
Yep, I'm gonna uncanny dodge that, obviously.
Cool. So it's down to 5. So you take 5.
I'm gonna suck 5. I'm going to suck 5 points of your life away.
We see you climb up the wall, and another snarling bite as I imagine the Brolin's hyena is like a dog. It's got its hind legs on the ground, its front legs up on the wall, and it takes a snap bite out of Vlad's thigh as he's able to scramble out of the full bite and make the way to the top of the wall. Yeah, it stings for sure. Brolin still knows how to fight. Which is good. That's what you want. All right, the arena action. I gotta get a little number thing. So I want you both to make a Constitution saving throw.
My constitution is 19, so it's actually rolling a +4. Oof.
Nice.
Let's do 1. Cool. All right. That is at level 1. Excellent. You both make it. You keep your footing as the entire arena makes a sound that brings the crowd to an even bigger cheer. As it's just a glorious sound of this, and dust kicks up into the arena. Not enough to completely obscure vision, but you both feel the arena shift and go down about 5 feet. Boom! And you see more holes are exposed on the walls and on the pillars as the arena itself has shifted down into the ground. And you can see also that the way the floor is, it has shifted ever more slightly in the favor of the hole. It's no longer a flat horizontal, but a slightly curved, pointed towards the hole, both attributing to the more darts and the higher DC not to fall in that hole after a gust. So yeah, the stakes rise ever further. War, it's your turn. Spectator action, up to you. You can also work together to decide, like, hey, we should block out, like, all arena actions we should block out, because you guys could do that every turn if you wanted. You guys could shut down a judge or an arena for the entire fight. But that's up to you.
Yeah. I think he's gonna delay action the Gust Pit.
Okay, the Gust Pit will not happen next time it rolls. Excellent. Alexandria.
I am going to delay action the floor drop.
The floor drop will not happen. The only thing left is the poison dart, unless Frisia gets rid of it as well. It is Master Thief. What would you like to do?
So, standing on top of the wall, taking damage from Brolin, he's going to look down at you. He's going to say,
The blood of my enemies on this blade will carry my honor to restoration.
and he's going to attack
Yes.
3 more times.
I love it. I love it. Excellent. Give me those assaults.
1.
Okay, it hits.
A 2.
Nice.
A 3.
Alright, all hit. Go ahead and do damage.
Now hits. Okay.
We're gonna see which ones actually hit Brolin here too, because you might break that down. So 9 and 6 and 8. So it will be a total of, let's see here, that is 15, 20 or 23 points of damage. So all that carries over, which is 10, it'll carry over onto Brolin. And you can be anywhere in that 4 square you want, but you do take that extra 10 damage.
I had how much?
It was
I had
23. You had 13 left, so we take away the
okay.
13. There's 10 left over to hit Brolin.
Oof. Okay.
Cool. Which of these squares did you want to be in? Are you cool being right next to him?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, he'll stagger back.
All right. The judge, I don't think we had anything on her, right?
Hang on.
Nope.
Oh, wait. What's going on? Oh, you still have a move.
Oh,
You still have a move. Bonus action. Go
Ooh,
for it.
bonus
Vlad.
action and movement, yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and swipe at him with my claw attack with a bonus action.
Okay, go for it. Okay, that definitely hits. We see as you've ripped through this form, cutting down Brolin's shield of his wild shape. I think we get a look into Vlad's mind just for a moment, and I think he's definitely thinking that everything he wanted was this. He wanted Brolin to transform and to cut down the transformations and get to him. So I think it's a moment of grabbing you, Brolin, by the collar, pulling you forward and just jabbing those right into your stomach. And he gets quite close to your face and insults you. What does he say, Valfin?
Tiny dwarf, you cannot hide behind your shape forever.
Yeah, that's perfect. So you take 4 slashing, Brolin. And it is the... you still have your movement.
Yes, so I'm going to hop down off the wall. I'm going to stay next to him here in range.
And I imagine you
melee.
probably hop down for the attack.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
do
yeah.
like a cool...
Yeah, you're on the
flourish flip.
ground for the fight. That's awesome. Okay, excellent. And it is a judge action.
Oh, come on.
All right. She will roll 2. Enough of this melee. I want to see something more. Pleasure me. And she immediately clicks her fingers, and all melee weapons up into the air magically. Any kind of melee weapon you have on you is unsheathed and flies up into the air about probably 60 feet above you, and you are unarmed for this round. And it is Frisha's turn.
Frisha will just disable the remainder of the thing.
No
while
arena
whipping up the crowd.
No arena actions. No arena actions this round. Excellent. It is Brolin's turn.
Okay, so this is gonna be really cinematic. This is gonna be really cool because no one's expecting this.
Okay, cool.
I'm excited. So I imagine you push Brolin. He pushes Brolin down, and Brolin's on the ground for a minute. And I think Vlad says,
What does he say? Something about the dirt?
Brolin pauses for a minute. He almost looks like he's about to give up or something. And he says something like, "What's the matter? Not as strong as you, not as something about like
Oh, I got it.
not so tough without your beast shape."
It's
It's like, why the long pause?
yeah. I think you would say something exactly like that. Do you want me to do it for you?
Yeah, go for it.
What's the matter, Brolin? Not feeling the strength of your forms anymore.
And Brolin will cough up some blood, and he'll wipe his chin away. He's like, "No, no, I was casting a spell."
Ooh, conjure animals. You summon fey spirits that take the form of beasts and appear in unoccupied spaces that you can see within range. Choose one of the following for options for what appears. 1 beast of challenge rating 2 or lower, 2 beasts of challenge rating 1 or lower, 4 beasts of half or 8 of 1/4. Each beast is also considered fey and disappears when it drops to 0 hit points. The summoned creatures are friendly to you and your companions. Roll initiative for the summoned creatures as a group, which has its own turns. They obey any verbal commands that you issue to them. If you don't issue any commands to them, they defend themselves from hostile creatures. What's it going to be?
All right.
What is
oldie but a goodie. He's a level 1. He's a challenge rating 1.
But he's not yours, so I'll take him out of there. You just need a giant toad, right? He won't have your same stuff. Your giant toad is special.
My giant toad is special?
Yeah, your giant toad has your stats, brother. Because it's
it doesn't.
It does. It has your wisdom save and all of your mental stats.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna have my Dinosaurus and my giant toad come out.
Okay.
Both right nextest flanking.
What's the dinosaur?
Deinonychus.
Deinonychus. Let me make sure that is a challenge rating 1. Deinonychus. So, how it's how's it spelled?
Dein.
I'll probably get it with this. I got it.
O-N. Okay.
Cool. And they spawn right next to him?
Yep, I want to say magical energy comes out of his hands. And from the ground, a bunch of roots take the shape of these animals.
Very, very cool. You are concentrating on that spell, by the way. And I believe, it's concentration up to an hour. Let me just make sure they obey verbal commands. So, if it's concentration and you lose concentration, they go.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, so you have concentration. Very good. So, we see that magic form. You were describing it as they just sort of form from plants?
From roots. They're kind of like
roots.
gnarly, oaken.
They look like oaken versions, and we can hear their individual roars, that of a dinosaur and that of the ribbit, the strong, thick ribbit of a giant toad, as they echo into the arena, and the cheers just go ever further. This fight gets more and more interesting, and Jessamine, enough, she leans forward in her seat and smiles at the spell casting. Interesting, and it is.
I'm not done.
That's your action.
I'm not done yet. I give them the verbal command to attack him. Take him down.
Okay, yeah.
And Brolin is going to use his bonus action to turn into another beast.
All right. They, what beast will you be?
Give me 1 second.
You're good.
Brolin. Oh yeah, here's the flashy part. Yeah, Brolin's gonna turn into his Dionychus, which is the green emerald. He hasn't seen it before.
Yeah, I think there's some shocks, some oohs and ahs from the crowd. He's no longer albino, he's no longer Bright Fang. And you start to hear, Green Fang, Green Fang, Green. Yeah, so upon summoning these guys, did they get an action right out the gate? Or no, they roll their own initiative. They roll their own initiative. So let's get them in. Thank you for making this more complicated. That's great.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Really, you're supposed to do the 8 challenge rating 1/4 beasts.
Swarm him.
Oh my god, this fight's gonna get pretty insane. Okay, very, very cool. So yeah, we see you transform, and it is the arena action which won't happen. The operators do not touch their controls around the edges of the arena. There are 4 in each corner, and they just with all that's happening, they can see that it's like really hyped up. And I think with the party as well behind them, like, yeah, Green Fang. Like maybe you guys actually started the chant, and they just sort of sit back and they do not advance the arena any further. It is War's spectator action.
I'm gonna keep that gust pit down.
Okay, the gust pit stays down. And it is the giant toad's turn, at which point the giant toad is going to attempt to bite.
Question
Can
for you
it though?
to add to
Because
Discord.
melee.
You want to check it?
Oh! It can't.
No melee weapons?
No
melee
melee weapon
attacks.
attacks, and that's a melee weapon attack. I think what it goes to, it's immediately met with like its jaw getting locked by some sort of magic where it can't do anything, and it just looks absolutely frustrated. Someone was saying something to me. What's up?
I have a question for you in the Discord channel if you want to check real quick.
Oh, Discord channel check. Okay, here we
I
go.
need some rule clarification.
Does that answer your question?
Yes,
Cool.
I just needed confirmation.
You're good. So the giant toad is unable to make a melee attack this round. It is instead going to take a standing leap. It'll take the disengage action and a standing leap, and get to the top of this 20-foot tall pillar and look down on its potential next enemy when this magic has finally left it. This huge sort of like wooden toad. I think it's really awesome to imagine it up there and people cheering it. Just the leap is pretty fantastic, and having this thing down. This fight is quite spectacular in itself. Alexandria, you have a spectator action. What would you like to do?
Yeah, I think I'm going to stop the arrow volley.
The what?
Arrow volley.
Okay, so yeah, the darts won't happen. Excellent. So yeah, you're continuing with your friends to boost up the crowd. It is Vlad's turn.
Okay, so Vlad is going to look the Deinonychus dead in the eye. He's going to say, I prepared myself for this as well. And he's going to reach up at his neck, and he's going to pop a bead off of the necklace he's wearing, and he's going to drop the bead at his feet.
Okay.
And once it reaches the end of its trajectory, it hits the ground, you're going to hear like this burst of darkness, and in a 15-foot cube around us, darkness fills the area.
All right, let me actually get that on the off the map layer because it doesn't show certain things. We'll put it on the token layer, and we'll just put it to the back. So the area spills forth with a cone of magical darkness, and you would think the crowd would be upset, and some people are, but there are cheers, especially from the section that is rooting for Vlad, and you can see a smile come onto Jessamines' face, at which point most of Vlad's section is behind her as well, and you can hear her, I think for the audience, his signature move. And it completely enshrouds the place in darkness. Brolin, you're completely blind, and so are your creatures to what happens inside of here.
Just a quick check. Does this reach here as well?
This is. Do you able to see the square?
Yeah, I see it.
It's
ends
everywhere in the
here,
square.
and it's here.
That is only a 10-foot square.
This is
so
a
it's
15-foot diameter. It should be
15-foot radius sphere.
radius sphere. That's what this is. So you see.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yep,
Okay.
this is a 15-foot
Okay,
radius sphere.
just checking.
You're
Yeah,
good.
because it's weird on that.
Comes out in
grid,
15
so.
feet in all sections.
Right. So I still have movement and a bonus.
Yes.
I'm going to.
So the way this is going to work is those who cannot see through magical darkness in any way will have disadvantage on pretty much everything they are doing that requires their eyes. That being mostly all attacks, other than like a magic missile.
Yep. So Mr. Vlad is going to duck this way.
Okay. Are you using a
going
bonus
to,
action to disengage?
Yes, bonus action disengage.
Okay.
Does he need to disengage if they can't see him?
Oh no,
They
blind
can-
fighting done.
They could take
Right.
2 strikes. It's just they're both at disadvantage.
Just disadvantage. Okay.
Oh.
I mean, you have to be able to target things.
The way
Steven,
the way night fighting goes, the way dark fighting goes, is that you can go to strike at it, and the way it works is very weird, especially in player and player. The book suggests that you pick a square and swing at it, but in the sense where we can
Right.
all see each other's tokens, and I have no mechanical function to make it so only certain people, like I can't hide this token
Right,
and make
right.
it so only Josh sees it. That's not something I can do. We will use it the same way as if the lights were all off in a dungeon and you guys can't see. You guys can still function and you can move around and you can attack. It's just everything you attack, no matter what you do, until there's a light source, has disadvantage. So the fight still works as normal, but those who can see through a magical darkness have a huge advantage. Most of the time, darkness is used to escape. But yeah, that is the function. Brolin can still move around this map, go right towards Vlad, and Vlad the same way, and you guys can make strikes. They're just going to be a disadvantage for people who cannot see through magical darkness.
Well, let me retcon the bonus action then.
Okay.
I won't use the bonus action disengage, so they can take 2 opportunity.
Okay.
on him.
So Brolin, you can take a single opportunity attack, and so can the Dianaka. They're just both at disadvantage.
Yes.
Can they make those attacks?
Yes, they can.
they can make those
You just
attacks,
said
yeah.
that they can.
No, they can't.
No,
They
no,
can't
melee.
No attacks right
Oh,
now.
no melee attacks. You're right.
Yeah.
So they can't even
Oh,
make a
forgot
melee
about that.
attacks. That's right. No melee weapon attacks.
This shit is complicated.
No melee weapon attacks. Thanks for reminding me, guys.
Layers on layers.
Yeah.
Layers
So
on layers.
I'm going to bonus action hide here instead.
Okay, go ahead and make that stealth check.
Do I get advantage for being in the darkness?
Yes, yeah. Absolutely.
I'm gonna roll another d20 here.
Go for it.
I don't get to choose. Oh yeah, I do. It's at the top, but it's weird.
Cool. 23 stealth check. So you are effectively hidden. What this does do, because you have stealth and you've hidden, Brolin cannot target you successfully without making a whatever was looking for you has to make a perception check to find you.
Okay.
But once you pop out, that's ruined kind of situation. So it is the Dianox's turn. It's going to try to make a perception check to find you. I believe it just needs a crit to be able to even do that. Yeah, it needs to be able to crit for sure. Public roll.
It just needs a crit.
It finds you.
It does.
At which point, at which point it's going to strike you, and you are no longer stealth.
No melee.
Oh, it can't melee.
Well,
Shit.
it's
Well,
a
then it
bite.
just finds you. There's no bite. It just finds you, and yeah, it's able to find you, and it'll make
Can
a
it
call.
grapple him? Can
Mm.
it grapple him?
It's a melee weapon attack. It's still a melee attack. I believe a grapple still counts as a melee weapon attack.
It does.
Yeah. So it cannot grapple. It can't, there's almost this sort of magical shield sort of stopping any of that from happening. The muscles tense up and can't go the whole way. The only thing the Dinoxus can do is break the stealth. The stealth is not there. He's not stealth. So even with the
smells
23, he smells something. He lets out a call to you, Brolin, and also the frog to let him know he's right here. It is the judge action. Let's keep things interesting. No ranged. and she'll snap her fingers. I don't know if any of you have... Oh, yeah, the only thing we would see, like, the weapons immediately soar back down and find their way into the sheaths of their owners. All the melee weapons do, and you feel those muscles untense when you want to go strike at somebody, but I think the one ranged weapon in the ring is going to be Vlad's crossbow and his arrows, which will soar up into the ring 60 feet above and be unavailable. It's Frisia's turn with a spectator action.
I am going to block them from blocking melee.
Okay.
Next turn.
All right, yeah, you harass Jessamine. What do you do with that? What does that look like? I want to give you people who harass. I'll give a chance.
I'm almost starting a riot because my level of I'm encouraging Brolin's fans and antagonizing the other guy's fans. So
Oh yeah, that's definitely
The fan-
distracting for her.
Yeah.
To say cretins. And yeah, she will not ban melee next time. She's too distracted for that. It's Brolin's turn.
So I know where he is.
Yes, you can make a melee attack. It's just disadvantage.
Okay, so
'Cause
I'm
you're
gonna make
blind.
3 melee. I'm gonna run up and make 3 melee attacks.
All with disadvantage. So make sure you checkmark the disadvantage on the character sheet. Make it a lot
Okay.
easier for you.
This music is so good.
I know. All right.
Does not.
Oh, I don't get that +4, do I?
To your attack? I mean, if it normally
No,
has...
we did give you a bonus this round.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no
so
bonus.
That's a 10. Yeah, that's a 10. So that
That's a
doesn't
10.
hit. Now 2 claws.
Another 10.
10. Damn.
Yeah, you go to strike. The magical darkness is completely consuming. This trick that Vlad did not have before seems to be benefiting him quite a bit, Brolin. All right. Those are all your attacks, your movement. Do you have anything to do with your bonus that you want to do?
No.
Okay, cool. Do you have Dispel Magic, by the way?
I do.
Yeah, just know that this is magical darkness. Just let you know.
I'd have to turn into. I'd have
true.
to exit out beast form. So.
That's true. That's true.
Not
I just
yet.
want to keep that in mind for you. I'll poke and prod you guys for abilities you have if I don't think you're aware of them. The arena will go. Just the pit has been eliminated, so let's do
And the darts.
and the darts, darts as well. So we know exactly what it'll be.
Darts too.
It's just the level goes down. I would like you both to make Constitution saving throws. Very nice. And then one for Brolin.
This is +3.
+3.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Oh, yeah.
It is +3, correct?
It's brings my Constitution to 19, so it's +4 actually. So
Okay.
2, just
What
a 2.
is the diagnosis regular constitution?
It's +2.
Yeah,
But
he's rolling for the Dinox. It says right here, he's rolling for it. Like if you look under Constitution, it says Brolin's Dinox.
But it turns my I have the amulet of health that turns my
It's
con
+2.
to
yeah.
Yep. Yeah, so it's 14.
Yep. Cool. So you just make it, and you do not lose your Constitution, and you do not lose your concentration on your spell, and neither of you are knocked prone. As we hear this, and the dust kicks up again, and we are at level 2. 2. No. Keep hitting backspace. Cool. 2. Very, very good. It is War's turn with spectator action. What would you like to do? You can still, even if you can't see them, you can still give them cheers and boos.
Yep. Let's disable the floor drop.
Okay, the floor drop will not happen next time we do the arena. Remember it, please. Giant Toad is going to go. It will do a leap. Geez, can it make it? How long can it make it? Let's see. Giant Toad. What is the leap? Standing jump, high jump. So it's got, okay, yeah. So it has a total of 20 speed. So it's going to jump back into the darkness and move right here. It had to use its action to get there, but it's right next to. You're being surrounded right now, Vlad. It is Alexandria's spectator action.
I'm going to disable the volley of poison darts.
Okay. No poison darts. No, the level doesn't go down any further. It is now the Master Thief's turn, our dear friend Vlad.
So you know where he is, Brolin, but you can't see his face.
Yeah. He also
But you
has a advantage because you can see, and he's essentially Brolin is blinded.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have blind fighting. Yes. Yes. He's going to. You can hear him in front of you. You don't know exactly where in front of you, but he goes,
It seems your tricks have been rendered useless. I've been training this for a year at this point.
and he's going to take 3 attacks with his sword
Okay. And you may,
at Brolin.
you may do so with advantage.
Switch to advantage here. Does that work? Yes, it does.
I mean, he gets sneak attack.
I think we see, just for a little look, just below like the darkness, that little level, we see his feet, his pawed feet on the bottom move through the sand and dig in. And I think we can see Vlad in the darkness. His eyes are completely closed, but it's as if he can see everything as he digs his feet into the ground and makes his strikes with as much precision as if he was looking in broad daylight right at Brolin. So
And since these are at advantage, he is a rogue. Does he get sneak attack on every damage?
he would.
The first one.
On the
Yes.
first one.
Not every. The
He
first
would get
one.
one
Yes.
sneak attack.
Okay. 2 and 3. Okay. So
Okay.
on the
2 attack.
first attack, I will roll the damage, and then I will add
The sneak attack damage.
4d6 sneak attack damage added to this.
All right, that is a total of 17, and then you get one more attack, right? So 27 points of damage. Ooh, he rips into the form, almost taking it completely out. With each attack, I need you to make a concentration check, Roland. None of them are going to be, well, one of them is 19. No, it's not quite enough to be anything above a DC 10. They're all DC 10s. I need you to make 2 of them. Constitution saves.
Yeah, because the third one missed.
Yeah, to keep your spell.
Okay.
So just 2 from the Dynamicus. And you get +2 to these.
I can do it. Come on, there we go.
Oof. Yeah, the strikes are so vicious. You are unable to hold on to your spell, and the your companions begin to wither away in the darkness as we see the vines curl back into the ground. As they curl back into the ground, they sort of silhouette Vlad in all of his terror as they go back down. All right.
Okay. And Vlad is going to take, just as a style, he's going to seem to float around just as far as his skill is concerned. He's going to move 5 feet.
Okay.
And then use his bonus action, attack with claws,
All right.
at advantage.
15 will hit the Deinonychus. Go ahead and do the claw attack. 3. It's just enough to knock
Yeah.
Brolin out of his form and do 1 point of damage to the true Brolin. So we can put the true Brolin back in. Just 1 point. Toof. And it takes a lot to take down Brolin Fireforge. I think Vlad is definitely sweating in this moment for all that he has to do to cut through Brolin's forms. It is. We see the green light of that emerald raptor begin to dim in the darkness, and we see the Brolin fans. There's gasps, visible gasps, and it is. That's your full turn, Vlad.
Yes, and at the end of his turn, he's going to.
It appears you're running out of time, Fireforge.
Oh, that's great.
and then
What, does Brolin say something back?
No.
No. Okay. How's Brolin looking in the darkness? What do we see?
He's fucked up.
Okay, yeah, we see the scratches, the blades, the wounds, the arena, all of it's coming back to you. It's like going back from I mean, it's been a while. It's been a long time, and it's just stepping back in, and you're stepping right into the fire, right against an experienced fighter who's close to being a gladiator, much like you were about half a year ago, or possibly
and before
more.
I'm getting too old for this.
I'm getting. Oh, that's perfect time for an I'm getting too old for this. He said. Oh man, that'd be good. Let's do the judge action. One was stopped, correct? Did we halt it?
No,
the
so the actions were both stopped this time.
It was
Okay.
the arena action, yeah.
And the arena actions were stopped. Okay, let's see what she bans. Let's just keep things as they are. No ranged weapons. I want to see this fight to the finish. And it is Frisha's turn with a spectator action. What would you like to do?
Frisha is going to cheer on Brolin.
Okay, Brolin will get a extra. Oh yeah, you're no longer concentrating, so I'll take that away. Brolin will get an extra D4 on his next D20 roll. It is your turn, Brolin.
Get my ass. All right. Oh man, dude, I'm getting fucked every way.
Yeah, it was bad timing on that stupid melee ban. Jesus
Yes,
fucking
it
Christ, man.
was.
That was like that whole.
Yes, Josh, I know. I'm gonna cast one of my last level 3 spells and fuck that magic away.
All right, we watch you. What's that look like as this darkness is taken away? How does it look? What's up?
It's not gonna matter. I'm dead after this.
Don't you have one more form left?
No, I only have 2.
Oh, I should have. I would have disabled the pit. I thought you had.
I should have not done that.
Did you not want to do it?
Yeah. Let's take that back. I thought I saw 3. Let's just undo that. Roland is going to say, "All right, gotta change the place scenery here."
All right.
And Roland's gonna run away.
Okay, you taking disadvantage? Or are you taking a attack of opportunity, or are you dodging?
I'm gonna take my action. Yeah, I'm gonna take the disengage action.
Okay, you take the disengage action, so he cannot take a strike on you. Where do you want to run? You have 30 feet of movement.
Right over here.
All right, Brolin. There you are. You run out of the darkness,
Don't move there.
looking bloodied and definitely hurt. You are finally seen by others clearly in the fight, and you get a couple gasps. And is he doing okay? Is he going to make it? Green Fang, Green Fang, and
Done all but 10 damage to the guy.
and that's your action, your movement. Do you have a bonus action?
I do, but there's nothing I can do with the bonus action.
Okay. Then we are moving into the arena action of which ones are disabled, guys? We disabled
It's the
Darts.
only one left.
the darts is the
Yeah.
only one left.
The
Darts are
pit.
gone.
Oh, darts. I think it's just the pit that's left.
Just the pit that's left? Okay. I would like you both to make a Constitution saving throw. Or not sorry. Let me read what it is. It's different because I keep doing cons. I believe this is a DC Strength Athletics. It's a strength saving throw.
Oh. Athletics.
Actually, looking at it, it might not even matter if you both are too close.
Well, the 14 is to get pulled. The athletics check is to get
If
pulled.
you fail, it's half. Or if you succeed, it's half.
Oh.
They're both pulled.
Oh,
I
shit.
said
Okay.
don't
I-
move there.
So the
Can
level...
Can I roll my inspiration?
You could. You absolutely could if you wanted. The DC right now, because it's at level 2, is...
Oh,
18.
War is cheering me on.
He is, so you could use a D4, and you can use your inspiration too
Yeah,
if you
there
want.
you go.
Yeah, you can use your inspiration.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Absolutely. Oh, wait. Stop. Just so that you know how this functions, I don't want you to waste it. The way the Gust Pit works is it's an accelerator for the fight. If you aren't on the edge, it's gonna suck you in whether you want it or not. The save you want to save this for is whether or not you go over the edge. So you're both going to hit the edge, no matter if you save or not. So there's no need for a roll. That roll's just there in case you're far enough out that you could make it. So you are both taken to the edge, whether you succeed or fail. The darkness is magical. It's not a smoke. I forgot about that. I thought it was a smoke screen.
Well, it's attached to a bead.
Oh!
It's an object.
It's gone. The bead is...
That's what I was going to ask.
The darkness is sucked in. And the bottom of this is very dark. So the bead is gone. You're both on the edge. I both need you to make a... Right now... it says it's supposed to be DC 14. It says 18. It is an 18 from the boost because of the thing. So it's a DC 18 not to fall into the pit. Because we're at level 2, the floor is very angled against you. So it has gone from a 14. This is strength or athletics. It's strength or dexterity, and it's a saving throw.
Okay, going for dex for sure.
Vlad doesn't have any inspiration, by the way.
No. I would hope not.
So yeah, I need a strength or dexterity saving throw, up to you guys which you want. 18 is the number you're looking for.
Oh shit, that's advantage, sorry.
You just take the first number.
Okay, first one.
So Vlad's going in.
Yep.
Brolin, let's see that roll, buddy.
Oh,
You
damn.
hold on to the edge, and we watch as Vlad, the darkness being sucked in. We can see, we probably hear that just cat-like scream as he drops down. Your beat of darkness is taken. This is the one that you're like really hoping doesn't happen, and there was probably like your fans were helping out, but like I'm not giving his fans a spectator role. So yeah, we watch as he falls down into the gust pit, and he will take. Let's see. On a failure, fall into the pit, suffering 5d6.
Oh shit! Nice.
That also eats the D4 that Brolin would get, right?
That would eat Brolin's D4, yep.
Yeah.
Because it's the next roll.
But, yeah.
So you take 8 points of damage on Vlad as you hit the ground. And you are you feel a tingle, one that you're used to. You've been sucked into the gust pit before, and you bamf back up to the top after you fully smash into the ground. Brolin, you're able to climb back up. You're right there.
And you have a 25 speed now.
Yep. Oh yeah, you have a 20. Oh yeah, you've got your speed has gone down 5. So whatever your speed is in any sense, it is knocked 5 permanently. We'll put a little mark on that for you so we remember. So you have 5 less feet because of the strike. At the bottom, your leg is twisted or some sort of situation where a muscle is torn. Excellent. It's War's turn for a spectator action.
Yeah, let's get rid of the gust pit.
Okay, no gust pit. Excellent. Alexandria, spectator.
I purposely didn't ban it that time.
Let's get rid of that floor drop.
I purposely didn't
no
do
floor.
it either.
Yeah.
No floor drop. That'll make stuff
Let's
really
get rid
mean.
of that darkness.
A
He
lot
rolled
of
like ass too, even with like that's crazy.
I've been not doing floor drop ones on purpose, so he would lose concentration on the bead.
He wouldn't
Well,
have concentration
he
on the
wouldn't
bead
have it, yeah.
because it's an
No,
object.
it's an object. Yeah, it wasn't.
Magical
concentration on
objects
that.
don't require concentration, as far as I know. It is. Yeah, it's your turn, Vlad. What would you like to do?
Oh man, he's hurting.
Sucks getting hit in the pit.
Yep. So he's got a little limp now.
Mm-hmm. There was cheers for you going in too, but there was also like from your fans and Jessamine just sort of watching with intrigue.
So with determination, he looks unfazed aside from the limp. Yep, 25, right? And you can see across the pit, right? This isn't a wall.
No,
Like
so you
around
can
here?
see across the
Okay.
pit. It's flat.
So he can look out, and so I have. What do we got here? He's gonna go ahead and duck around the side here.
Okay.
Gonna move up there. He's gonna use that feline agility.
All
So
right.
he gets double his 25.
Very cool.
And that is.
That's with
25.
one movement, right?
Yeah, that's one.
Double
one
the
movement.
25
And then I
with the
believe
feline.
that's 50. Right, total.
Yep. That is your movement. You have an action and a bonus action. What would you like to do? Ranged weapons are still in the air. Worst time for him.
Wait,
Yeah,
so does that
so
mean
there's
ranged spells don't work either?
Yeah, nothing. No ranged weapon attack.
Well, but it's a spell though.
If it says, oh yeah, spell, a ranged spell.
So-
It does say ranged spell attack, so I don't know.
I would say anything ranged
shit.
is not allowed. That's the function I wrote it as. So
The ranged band says weapon, but
just a spell too. Anything ranged.
Or would you go with range cantrips, so regular spells actually can do something?
Yeah, sure.
Would Moonbeam work?
Yeah, if you spend a spell slot, I'll allow ranged. I would say no ranged cantrips and no ranged weapon attacks. I think that makes most sense to the base.
That's fair. They're very weapon-like. Yeah.
Very cool.
Okay, so
You can
From
you
here,
could take a
he's going
dodge
to-
action. You can. It's up to you.
he's going to look at you menacingly from here, and he's gonna hiss at his now sliced up leg.
Okay. Not spending an action, not holding an action.
No, yeah, he got a little struck from that.
Cool, excellent. It is the judge's turn, and she will. And I don't believe any of her stuff has been banned. No spells. I've been enjoying this fight physically. And she clicks, and that the anti-spell dome comes back over. It is Frisia's turn. For a
He pretty
spectator
much
action.
looks at the judge. Is like, why don't you just kill me then?
She smiles.
Prisha is continuing to completely mess with the
The arena.
arena and the Vlad's fans in particular, and we're gonna prevent the.
Oh, yeah. What are you preventing?
I think we're gonna prevent the floor drop this time.
That's the last one, right? You guys
Go
all
into the floor drop.
You guys all picked. I believe it's a
because
full.
the lower the floor is,
Someone
the
else-
higher the DC is on the
I
fan.
picked the floor drop.
You picked the floor drop, so you want to pick the the darts.
Oh yeah, I'll do the volley of darts then.
Arena will not do anything. It's Brolin's turn.
I can't do anything, so I'm gonna.
Your fans are looking to you.
you can do
Hopeful.
a ranged cantrip if you got one.
I don't have a range cantrip.
Do a haka.
You don't have any range cantrips?
I have produce flame.
You
That's
can
a
always
range cantrip.
you could always run and hide. That is a ranged cantrip.
I guess.
It doesn't do 1,000,000 damage.
It does a decent amount of damage.
It does.
At
It's
level 5.
level 5. It deals double what it normally does.
Feet.
Probably have to move. If I look at pretty.
Yeah,
swing.
2d8 is not a small amount of damage.
30 feet. Yeah, 2d8. Not bad at all.
There you go.
Yep. So I'm gonna do produce flame.
You make a melee, a ranged spell attack. Oof, yeah, that's a definite
Let
hit.
me show you what we call me. Let me show you why they call me Fireforged.
Ooh, that's good. Give me the damage. All right, 4. One more d8.
It's
Roll,
a family name.
roll another d8. Nice. 11 points of damage. As the flames engulf you, Vlad, you can feel the heat. The arena will do nothing. War, it's your turn.
Yeah, get rid of that gust pit again.
This is a good fight. You guys are both at like half. Gust pit. All right.
So tight. It's so tight. Like,
Get
Alright.
my ass kicked.
Well, the gust pit is not going to happen. Alexandria.
Floor trap is stupid.
Floor trap is not going to happen. Master Thief Vlad, what would you like to do?
Stop
Alright.
making the lady ban my spells.
He's gonna do what he knows best. He's gonna move in.
Okay.
He's got just enough to close in here, and he's going for some more melee attacks.
All right.
Multi-attack with short sword here.
They're normies.
Yeah, normal this time, not
Yep,
at advantage.
normal, not at advantage.
Correct. There.
Oh.
Go ahead, give me that
Fuck
damage.
me.
Don't worry, Brolin. You let him win.
All right, here we go.
You're rolling hot, man. Dude only has +7. All right, 11. 21 points of damage to Brolin.
Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry, dude.
As Vlad rips in. I will have my vengeance. It is the judge action. Unless there was anything else you wanted to do.
He's gonna take his claw.
Claw?
Claw swipey.
Yes.
Okay,
Let's
go and
do
make
that.
a claw.
He'll burn it. That's what he would do. Okay.
All right, do the damage.
There you go. 2.
2, so 2 extra. He just strikes it right across your cheek, Brolin. I will not let you take anything more from me. Now I take from you! And the judge action will go. 1. No spells. It is Frisha's turn.
Thou art a cruel and angry god.
I guess I will disable the no spells thing.
Alright, disabling the no spells thing. We can't get it a second time. Brolin, it's your turn. Or we can't get it again.
Brolin is gonna use the disengage action.
Okay. You've disengaged. Alright, you see Brolin running. What else do you do, Brolin? You disengage, you move 30.
I can't do anything else because I can't cast spells.
You can
All
use
right.
flame still.
I can't.
He used his
That's
action.
a spell slot.
He uses action to
He
disengage.
did use his action.
It is the arena action. Which ones did we have banned? Just the floor drop and the gust. So I need you both to make dexterity saving throws as
The darts.
darts. Oof. Alright, you both save. And it is going to be half of this. I believe that is, we're at level 1 and then 2, so it will be 6d4 plus, I believe that's 6. Right? Nope, it's 6. Yeah, yep, cool. Half of that.
I'm down.
Okay. Vlad takes no damage because he succeeded the throw, right?
Yeah.
Evasion.
Yes, excellent. So we watch as you run, Brolin, and Vlad smiles, and then he hears the triggering mechanism. He says, "Wait, Brolin, no!" And immediately, they all hit you. No, my victory! And you drop to the ground, immediately marked unconscious. And Vlad throws a fit. He throws his blade to the ground. Jasmine, this is not what I wanted. I demand a rematch right now. Heal him. And he is absolutely just losing his shit. And she smiles and she just says, "Unfortunately, that's not the rules, Vlad the Impaler. Brolin has fallen to the arena. And in turn, you, in a way. No." And he runs over to you, Brolin, and grabs you. "Get up, dwarf! Get up! You are conscious!" And he smacks you.
Brolin is unconscious. He is filled with
And he looks absolutely frustrated as she holds out her thumb. And he says, "No, Not like this. She smiles. I am not so cruel, Vlad. And she puts a thumb up. Good. And he throws you into the dirt. Another day. I will have my victory.
Brisha, in her continued process of messing with Vlad's fans, is starting a thing around the crowd amongst Brolin's fans that he didn't actually lose to Vlad. He lost to the arena, which is a very different thing.
Uproar. There is an uproar. People are pissed off. This fight was taken from them by the arena, ending in the worst way a match can end, a competitor being taken out simply by the mechanics. Vlad is not happy. He pulls his sword out of the sand, points at Brolin, and looks up at the two healers at either side. Heal him! And points at Brolin, and immediately Jessamine looks to either side, and she shakes her head, and the healing magic hits you, Brolin, and you are healed for, let's say 20 HP immediately, as you come back to consciousness. And you see that you are down on the ground, you've been healed, you know you lost the fight, but you're covered in these darts. He looks at you, and he says, Brolin Fireforge! And he yells out, and the crowd quiets for just a moment. And he says, This is not over. This fight was taken from both of us. And he looks up.
He coughs a little bit. It's like he gets up. He's like, "What do you want from me? You beat me."
He says, "No, I did not beat you in fair combat. You were slain by the rules of this corrupted system." As he looks up to Jessamine, he says, "This is not fighting. This is not honor. I demand a legitimate fight with Brolin Fireforge."
Oh, come on, Glad, you won. Look at me.
This is not the victory I wanted. And he looks up and she says, "Your opponent would seem to argue against you, Vlad the Impaler. You won! The victory is yours. You should celebrate." He says, "I will not celebrate in this dishonor." He looks to you and he says, "You should be as upset as I. Your honor was taken from you. Let it be known that Brolin Fireforge fell in an unfair battle to me. I will not take success or satisfaction in this." And he wipes the blood from his blade and throws it into the pit. "Our next fight will be honorable. I will fight for that right myself. And there will be another fight, Brolin Fireforge." He leaves the arena. Others seem concerned. They don't know the words of your opponent seemingly going against the all tradition. He doesn't seem happy with the way of the fight. He did not want it to end that way. As he leaves, uproar again. "Who won? I don't get it. What happened? I paid money for this fight. There's a bunch of people. What's the win?" And Jessamine calms the crowd. "By all rules of the arena, Vlad the Impaler won the fight. Bets will be taken accordingly." There's more uproar, but it's calmed by the guards. People don't want to be thrown into the pits for any reason, but there's still definitely disgruntledness in the fight, not ending how anybody wanted, and we see slowly people leave the arena, and the talk of the town is how the battle, I think, was effective, and it was a distraction too. It's a distraction from the death of Jabal, the distraction of the fire, the Flaming Fist occupation. People are just like seething about this. It'll be remembered forever as the most worst ref call of all time. And the Thundering Lizard is definitely that's all they could talk about. Is that fight. Brolin, you retain your honor somehow, and just because that is not considered a true fight by many people. Some people consider it a loss. They thought you were done for anyway, and you probably get some harassment in different ways. But yeah, I think we see that scene come to a close. I will ask though before it closes, since it was so big, what do you guys do? You guys do anything? Is there a moment with the party meeting Brolin, perhaps?
Yeah, I think we would.
We'll go down and see him immediately.
Brolin would be dejectingly picking pins out of his head, one by one.
War would probably be pissed at like the entire concept of how that arena works.
Yeah, the arena works for entertainment.
Right. And he'd be down there like, there were so many bad calls. She was definitely on Vlad's side.
Nah, listen. I lost fair and square. He got me. Not gonna lie. Don't need to be angry about it. He beat me.
You can tell War's pissed.
Yeah, there was calls that went right against him. Go ahead, Alexandria.
I wasn't saying.
Oh, I thought you were about to say something. Sorry.
Oh no.
Somebody...
Brolin will just he'll say, yeah. I lost. I mean, didn't really want to fight, to be perfectly honest. Just my heart wasn't into it, but he beat me.
It was still rigged against you.
Oh, I mean, totally. It was totally rigged against me. But I still lost. If it's anything, I gotta take it as a lesson.
Darts when you were in a larger form. The darts at the end when you were getting low. All the no spells and no melee when you're close enough to it. It was not a fair fight.
Well, you gotta follow the mazes. I lost for a reason. I think I gotta reflect on it. Gotta do something.
Take inspiration.
If Vlad wants a rematch, well, at least you know what he prepared.
I think he wanted to pummel me unconscious with his bare hand. He still beat me. He still won.
Yeah, but now you know about his use of that darkness.
It's true. But hey, there's always another day. Oh, and he pulls out another pin.
Excellent. What's Alexandria and Freesia? Do you guys chime in on Brolin at all? Do you say anything, words of encouragement or detriment, whatever the opposite of encouragement is?
Frisia is still in the midst of the crowd causing chaos.
Oh man, yeah, you're at the Thundering Lizard. There's a divide of those who think that it was an illegitimate fight and Brolin was screwed. Jessamine totally was against him, and there's others who are like, it was a legitimate fight. But like it's kind of like a cut thing where it's like, well, Vlad will have a rematch and he will win. Like they're kind of like on his side. Like there were parts of it he didn't get to end how he wanted it to. He wanted to kill him with his own or end him with his own bare hands.
The biggest one is I'm sort of sowing the rumor amongst the crowd that this doesn't restore his honor at all. In fact, it probably just makes it worse.
Oh no!
Yeah, man. Yeah, you're definitely getting people hyped up. Like
Frisia has her own beef with him right now, so
yeah, man. Oh my god. Okay, yeah. Be careful walking around at night. There's some people who do not like you, Frisia. You might want to stick. You probably want to stick with some of the good crowd who like you. The side who
I don't
are
want to walk around at night anyway. That spells you on T. That's not the yuan thing again. We'll pass on that.
We're not after Frisia.
So we zoom out of. Oh well, Alexandria, did you have anything to say to Brolin?
She doesn't say anything about what happened, but she is there with her arms crossing against the wall.
I imagine Brolin's got a new scar. He's probably got one from Vlad, from scratching him in the face so much.
Yeah.
Probably got another cat scratch on his face.
Okay, yeah, we see Alexandria looking on, a true spectator in most of these going-ons with Brolin in this arena, in this rivalry. We zoom out of this scene and back to our map of Port Nyanzaru, back to the montage of this sort of 10-day that we're floating in. We can do more scenes from it, or we can advance to the next 10-day. It's up to you guys.
I gotta go to the Temple of Gond.
Okay, you gotta go to the Temple of Gond. You said same war?
Yeah.
Okay, anybody else have anything they want to do?
This would be the 10-day that Delphine is researching, so she's probably off
Okay, yeah.
gathering information somewhere.
Absolutely. Alexandria and Freesia, are you also sort of taken up with your time? Or do you have something else you would be interested in? Excellent. Alex?
I have to actually figure out my second downtime activity, but
Go ahead, figure that out. We're not to that yet. Let's zoom in on the Temple of Gond with War and Brolin. We come down on the temple itself. Let's do some nicer, happier music. Let's see. What did I use originally for Port Nyanzaru? I used something happy. Oh, it's Merchant Sword music, so yeah, it's good. It's fairly happy music. We see you guys in the Temple of Gond. What's up? What are you guys doing here?
Wait, that's the temple we were at, right? With the pipes.
Yeah, with
Okay,
the pipes.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
we see that exact scene: the beautiful pipes, the amazing structure, the hum of industry circling around you, and the people. A lot of people.
Nice. Saying yeah, I made a bet with this the priestess over here. Gotta give her some money. I'm in a lot of debt, War. I'm in a extreme amount of debt.
What was her name again?
Wouldn't that have been
Fenric?
Lorette?
No, Lorette.
Lorette,
Yeah.
thank you.
Would that have counted for the zombie fight or for this fight?
This fight would have been what she
This
was talking
fight.
about.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So he walks up and he knocks on her door.
As you knock on her door, where do we see War? I'll do these scenes duel.
War is gonna go to, what was that, Anya?
Anya.
Yeah.
You're back. Good. Excellent. And then we see the door open at the same time. Brolin, you were cheated. She's like the door.
No.
I'm glad you're here. I've made an entire analysis of the fight, and she's got a whole set. This is where you were cheated. Jessamine was against you the entire time, and she's going down the list at the same time. We see this individual. Yeah, she's got like an administrative tracker. She's got a whole thing like explain why like your deal doesn't she doesn't want to take money from you. And then we would see War, and she'll just be like, now listen, I made a couple variations. There's 3 here. You can choose which one you like. They're all more obnoxious than the other. each a little more crazy than the last. And you can see some of the forge workers looking like, I don't know. And then we'll flip over to Brolin. I'm gonna get you guys to flip over back to Brolin. Brolin, what's your response to her? She doesn't want to give you money. She's got this whole thing. She's like, you will have to have a rematch, and we will have to bet double what we bet last time. You will win.
All right, listen. There'll probably be a rematch. To be perfectly honest, I didn't want to fight him. I got bigger fish to fry.
You didn't want to fight him. Fighting's in your soul, though. You were glorious out there, Brolin. Glorious. Did you hear them calling your name? Green Fang. I didn't even know you could do that. Well, I did. You did transform and show me before. It's exciting that I got to know first. I helped with the chanting. Listen. And as you say listen, we gotta drop over to War as Anya sits there. She's... which one would you like to use? Any one. I've been working on my formula. My hope is that...
Try this one.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
She leans towards one on the side. Are you sure you don't want that one?
Let's go with that one.
And she goes, oh, well, this one. What's over here?
He's like trying to...
Perfect. Every time you pick one, she just like, no, but I like this one better. She's too excited about all of them, to the point where she doesn't know what to do. And I'll throw it back to you, back over to Brolin. I'm just doing it back and forth. Go ahead, Brolin. You say listen.
It's like, listen. What happened. I lost. Plain and simple.
She says,
He was gonna beat the needles were gonna beat me. If the needles didn't beat me, Vlad would have walked over and finished me off.
You cannot think like that, Brolin. The odds were against you. Jessamine was obviously in Vlad's favor. Do you see the graph chart I made?
I did. It's very accurate. It's strangely accurate. It's even got my body weight, which I don't even know how you have.
It's almost as if she had insight into your skill set. Perhaps she had spies in the fighting pits. I don't know. Or Vlad could have informed her. She was definitely on his side. But I mean, I don't think they were working together. And she just starts going. She's not going to give you any money. she's not going to ask you for any money.
Brolin will listen. If anything, I'm a man of my word. And he gives her 100 gold. He'll give her 100 gold. So I'm going into the jungle next. I'll get you your money.
And she says, and she doesn't know what to do. And we come back over to where the situation. She's got you stuck. He doesn't. What do you do?
He'll just pick one and be like, "All right, we're doing it. This one."
And she looks really nervous. Make a persuasion check.
Okay.
You can do it.
She looks at you and she says, no, that one's not right. And she pulls it down. And we go back to Brolin. Brolin, make a persuasion check to have her take this money. No, I can't. No, we get this. No. It's this back and forth. We can't. The people have gone. The practicers and the priests. They just no. I cannot. They're very stubborn, difficult. You can't get through. She won't take the 100 gold. Even if you leave it, she hands it back to you. It's probably frustrating, or she just cannot decide. Both of you roll initiative, and you're going to tell me how the situation resolves for each of your collective scenes. Oh yeah, where's my initiative? Let's see. War got a 13. Brolin, go and roll initiative real quick. Okay, Brolin, how does your scene resolve? She's not going to take the money. With that in mind, how's your scene resolve?
All right, listen. I'll meet you halfway. I'm going back into the jungle. I'll get you whatever I can find, and I'll promise you a rematch.
You promise me a rematch, but don't be gone too long. The fight is here, Brolin, not out there. That fight can get you killed. This fight, it could get you killed, but it can bring you much more rewards. Your place is as a gladiator. You deserve to have a statue. And it would be in your raptor form, and it would look glorious. And she's just lost in that.
I imagine there's a model of that statue on her desk.
On her desk. And she takes it and looks at it. It was like an old figure, like a stone figure, probably a wooden figure that was being sold when he was more popular, and it's painted white. Excellent. So we would see, Brolin, you're able to walk away from that scene with a somewhat halfway agreement. War, how does your scene close?
We're testing this, right?
Yes, it's a test. I just... I had a spark of inspiration, and I made all 3 of these, and I love them, each of them.
If you made another one, and I came back, but don't love that one.
I don't get it. She'll ponder. Go ahead. What are you
trying to make something that you're trying to figure out if it'll break or not. So make things that will get to that without doing the extra stuff.
I think I am understanding what you're saying. So, which sword do you take then?
Wait, I'm taking one?
Says, aren't you?
I thought that I was coming here to break another, essentially.
And she was like, well, I mean, I am a... She just gives you all three. Just try to break them.
I guess he'll pick one.
You can grab all three if you want.
All three at once?
Yeah.
Okay.
Make a strength check.
One with your foot.
Make a quick strength check. You just got all the handles at once. All right, you bring them down. Poof! 2 of them break, and 1 is left. And she just goes, oh, well, that one looks like it is good. And she looks at the other 2 that are broken. This took me so long. She says, forget it. Take that one with you, and test it to see if it will hold strong. Take it with you to wherever you go, and you will come back to me. And if it is broken, then perhaps I will be able to find. You will bring the shards back. I will use these too. And she picks up, and you can see there's tears in her eyes to find out maybe the qualities of these blades and why they failed.
He'll kind of pat her on the shoulder and say, "It's not a failure if you've learned things. Take this, and you can continue learning and improving this."
You're right, it's not a failure. I'm not a failure. And she just yells down the line, and all the other smiths just kind of look and just go, whew. And they just go back, to their work. And we see that scene close. It is a great sword, but it's a regular great sword. It just has ash to try to make it unbreakable.
Right.
Excellent. Are there any more scenes in this 10-day? We do have another 10-day that can have other scenes, so if we want to move on to the next 10-day, it's up to you guys.
All that I really have to do is just let Nala know that she can keep Slimy Brolin Jr. until he gets back from his next expedition.
Okay.
Assuming she'll love.
Do we want a scene for that, or do you just want it to be just like a quick shot? I imagine a quick shot.
Yeah, a quick shot.
Yeah, we see her so happy, and I think it's a situation of just like, oh, of course, no, I was going to keep him the whole time. I know that you would leave him with me.
Oh,
she's
right.
Like, we can't be parted. We're best friends now. We've bonded.
Okay.
He just is panting. The thing is panting.
Yeah, it loves her.
Okay.
Excellent. Are we ready for 10-day number 2?
One more thing.
Yes.
One more thing. What's up?
Since it's the end of my monetary capacity, at the end of the 10-day, I guess at some point the party would probably be wandering down the road in the middle of the day. And are there any? I guess looking around, she probably would find a dark alley real quick and split off. Not for too long.
Yeah.
But on the side of a building. 1 second. Hello, roll 20. It's broken.
What's up?
Here we go. Character sheet took like 30 seconds to come up.
You're good.
Using the small knife. Using the small knife she has in her inventory, she's going to carve in the stone in Thieves' Cant. Shadowed Veil. Innocent. And then look around, make sure we're clear, and then return to the party.
So that would just be a small one scene that we would see.
Right.
Okay, interesting. I like it. Anybody else got any tiny ones?
I have 2.
Go for it.
So Aurora will spend most nights heading back to the Thundering Lizard and hanging out with Salhalla and their crew.
Oh yeah, no, they love you.
He's purposely trying to like listen in. He won't bring it up, but trying to hear if they've heard anything about the whole situation with the Countess.
They're
thing.
I will
So
say
it might be some time
Okay.
for them to hear anything, but he's like hanging out with them, keeping an ear open for that, but also just enjoying their company. So.
Okay, yeah, just enjoying their company. You will not hear anything within this 10-day. They're not really active about learning too much information right now. They're more trying to scrounge enough together to get the they're working.
Yeah, this was more like he put in his like good word with the vampire twins
Ooh, yeah.
for them to report back. And so if they hear anything about that,
Okay,
you know,
yeah. Okay,
yeah,
that's
it's that
something
whole
interesting. Okay,
yeah,
talk to
it
me
might
again.
take some time.
Yeah, talk to me
to
again
work out,
at
so.
the end of 10-day number 2.
Okay.
You had one more that you wanted to do.
Uh,
short one.
This is kind of a bigger one that we should have done super early, I think.
Okay.
Uh,
Do we want to save it for 10-day
sitting
2?
in the common room thing.
Okay.
No, like it should have been like day 1 or 2 of this 10 day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. War at least would eventually go. Where's Asteria?
Oh shit! This is a scene where everybody is involved.
Yep.
Let's get some music going here. No. Cinematic, sneaking, or inquisitive. Here we go. Let's do inquisitive. All right. We would see everyone around the table as War says those words.
We haven't seen her in a few days, and
That's right, we haven't.
since
Did you invite Frisha?
she got lost. I mean,
Trisha could be at the table of. I mean,
yeah,
she's been. At the
it's
table.
in that common area. So, would he be asking specifically? Probably either Alexandria or Delphine, because they were closest with her.
There were some strange things in her bedroom that obviously implicates her.
Implicates her to what?
Could be anything. She kept very quiet while she was with us. I could barely catch anything in her normal language.
I mean,
Yeah, when did we last see her? It was the party. It was the party at Wakanga's.
It was on
Down in
our
Sword
way
Back.
to your
The warehouse district.
brother's funeral.
Oh. Yeah, where'd she go? I mean, I don't think she's not native to the city, I don't think.
Alright, Brolin, what did you say?
Well, hey, I'm nursing a head. He's probably like holding a ice bag to his head. I'm nursing a headache here. No, I didn't say anything to her.
So Frisha actually walks in and sees that they're talking about Asteria. Like, oh yeah, she left on a boat.
What?
What?
I thought you guys knew.
A boat?
Why would she leave?
Was she with anyone?
Oh, some boat. I don't remember the guy's name all of a sudden.
Oh yeah, the boat. I mean, you got
Boat
you
captain.
dug for the information on that. Let me peel it open because yeah, you were like, I'm gonna look around this thing and figure out the Brazen Pegasus with let me get her name. The Brazen Pegasus was the name of the ship. You know, it is run by Captain Ortome Swift and Dark and her crew. You also learned that she takes coin to take people anywhere they want to go along the shores of Chult.
Yeah, so she could be anywhere. That boat will take people anywhere.
Along the shores of Chult.
You
Did
didn't
she-
overhear anything?
No, she didn't say anything about leaving. Thought she was just she wanted to go to Umu just like us.
Delphine is gonna glance sideways at Alexandria. Quizzically.
Frisia, it's weird that you know this.
Yeah, how do you know this? We barely know you. You got me drunk that one night. Got me under this mess.
Guys, I'm literally a spy.
I do forget that.
Wait,
Is,
you're a
uh,
spy?
Are you here, Kyle? My boy? You still eating?
This boy forgot he was muted.
Hello, boy. Valfine is gonna glance sideways. Are you sitting? I guess we probably would be sitting next to each other. And she would lean over and ask you, in Celestial, did you know anything about this?
I will respond in a similarly harpy, angelic tone.
In a whisper.
No.
No.
I didn't know anything about her leaving on a boat. But considering the state she left her room, can't say I'm surprised. Though why she would go anywhere in that blasted jungle without a retinue with her seems rather risky. And if she's got those vampires following her. Which I can only assume she knows about.
They did say that they had encountered her here.
So what? Maybe she's running from them?
Maybe.
I think if she was running from them, she would have told us. Or warned us.
Could have helped. She warned us about Crowley.
So there's a chance that thing's involved as well.
It was.
Yeah, Susan did say she felt weird, cold energy from Samuel's room.
When I went to her room to mend the mirror, there was a similar chill behind it.
What? We gotta do something.
Do we?
Not much we can do. This doesn't look good for her, though.
Well, at this point, I can't say it's much of our business, but if she is going for Omu, if that goal of hers hasn't changed, we'll probably meet her there.
Yeah.
Did she say anything to you, Frisia?
Oh, I ran into her and I picked up her. I dropped something and she dropped something. We picked them up for each other, and then I may have followed her for a few minutes.
Who are you?
All
Who
too
are you
familiar.
spying for again? Why would you tell us you're a spy? I don't understand their logic.
Because I was found out.
Well, the good news,
I'm
bro,
not a good spy.
Yeah, that's
the Harpers rarely are.
been very evident these last few days.
What secret society carries small metal trinkets that identify them as being in a secret society?
And what spies
Zentara.
terrible it's like.
Zentara.
I mean,
They do.
Not wrong.
I mean, they're not spies, are they? They're just merchants, correct?
Mercenaries.
Mercenary merchants.
Pretty much.
But seriously, we've met 2 Harpers thus far, and honestly, not impressed. I mean, as far as spycraft is concerned.
Yeah, why are we talking to you? You're like a spy. Why you get out of here?
Brolin, if she was a spy against us, she wouldn't have told us she's a spy. Unless it's
that's
double
what you
bluff.
wanted to think.
Everybody
Quadruple
turns.
bluff. Or a sextuple bluff. You get the idea.
Yeah, a lot of bluffing. I get it.
Don't worry, I'm a terrible liar.
It's exactly.
See, I don't
Insight
believe
check.
you.
Insight
I
check.
don't know if that's a lie.
I'm rolling an insight check right now.
Yeah, I don't believe.
Give it
that
to
at
me.
all.
Frisia, make a deception check for a DC.
Oh, you just barely beat me.
You sit on a throne of lies.
What's your
Wait.
bonus? 7?
You just intuited that she was lying about being a bad liar.
I know.
That proves that
It proves it. No, it does not.
She's a
15,
liar.
a 15 is above average. She's a good liar.
Because you could tell. That means
Yeah, and
she's
you're
a
muted.
bad liar?
Really?
Yep, your mic,
This
buddy.
is getting really confusing.
or something.
Yeah, try control R. Just go.
The stream can hear me, but my friends can't. I'm gonna say whatever I want. This guy sucks, and that guy sucks, and all the way down they all suck. Hey guys,
Nope. Oh, there you
There you
are.
are. There you are. You're good. You're good.
you can go
You're
back and listen to what I sung for you about you guys. So I was muted for the stream only. All right. What was the last thing that was said? Yeah. Oh, it's a 15, so you know that it's a you just know that she lied, but she is a good liar. She lied about being 15's good.
She lied about being a bad liar.
+7 deception. Effectively, as a player, you know that's what she has, and
Yeah.
so you
Oh,
know
yeah.
she's a good liar.
Yeah.
You spin a web of lies.
All right. Did anybody have anything else for the Where's Asteria scene?
Brolin has voiced that he wants to go try to find her.
Well,
She
we know she
sailed on a
left.
boat.
How do you propose we do
Days
that
ago.
without a waterborne vessel?
That's fair.
You know that you are
Maybe without
offered
that,
one for a map.
Maybe we could purchase a boat with all those arena monies you just won.
Tomb of Annihilation, finding Asteria.
Oh yeah, Brolin, for participating in the fight, you may take 100 gold pieces from the harbor ward.
Really? I don't deserve it. I lost.
Doesn't matter. Oh, did you? Is this the 100 gold that you gave to her?
No, I wrote 100.
Okay, that you owed her. Go ahead and take that.
Right, she didn't take it.
Yeah,
Oh,
the winner gets
5.
500.
That reminds me. Can I get 22 gold, 5 silver, and 20 copper?
Remember me right at the end of the session.
Okay.
He keeps
Did I get
pushing
any-
the money up.
Did I get any XP for that?
We'll talk about that at the end of the session. Yeah, it just won't be great. It'll be halved. Anyway, anything else for this conversation?
No, I don't think so.
I have something.
Ooh.
Who said that?
Susan.
No, not Susan.
Do I hear that with 18 passive perception?
You know, that's just
Susan.
me. That's just me saying I have something. This is
You
perfect.
Yeah. Yes.
This is perfect that you guys have discussed this. We'll say it's been a few days. It's after the Brolin fight, so definitely 3 days in, because you just don't see her coming back, and this is when you've questioned her after her disappearance. So let me change the music here to tense. You're all disturbed for a moment as there is a sound coming from below in Kaya's house of repose. The sound of chairs moving and people rushing out of the building. It was about lunchtime, so it was almost full. The lunch here is quite well known as being delicious, and there was a full house. And you watch as there is a sound of gasps, some like definite chatter immediately that goes a level higher than the normal breakfast or brunch chatter of Kaya's house of repose, and people are leaving the building. You can easily step out of your room and look over one of the 2 double-decker tiered railings to see that people are vacating the cafe house quite quickly. What do you all do? They seem to be going outside quickly, and there's a hubbub. What's happening? What's happening?
What level of the building are we on?
3rd.
I jump off the railing and go outside.
All right. What do you featherfall? What do? You gonna break your legs?
No,
Wait,
I got
wait.
wings. I just
Can-
featherfall
can-
automatically.
Can I
Ah.
do something? Can I do something interesting here?
Yeah. What's up?
I want to turn into my badger and
Okay.
jump on her back.
You do. You absolutely do. We see right on Frisia's back. Anybody else?
We grabbing his weapons and shield,
All right.
like just ready, not knowing what was going on.
Why did she just jump out a window? Is
And
this a
then
spy thing?
start like looking down over the railing, trying to see what's going on.
Yeah, you can see Frisia floating down with Brolin on her back in badger form, and you can see people are rushing out. What's happening? What's going on? What's happening? And they're all kind of they're people are just like, that's the sort of the shouting, and people are just trying to rush out. The building is becoming vacated quite quickly as you look down, Brolin. What are Valfine and Alexandria?
I guess looking around in an alert manner. Do I smell, hear, or see anything
No,
that
not from here.
I could see
Not
that
from
they're
here.
running from? Okay.
I have the keen smell trait, so if I can do any checks that rely on smell.
No, I don't seem to be smelling anything in Kaya's house of repose. People seem
Smell brunch.
people don't seem to be going. I think what you can read from the crowd, they don't seem to be running from anything in Kaya's house of repose. They're trying to get outside. They're eager to get out.
I don't notice anything here.
War would make eye contact with everybody and make sure that we're all, like, ready for whatever, and then start making his way down outside.
Yeah, you get some probably some help, some servants who are cleaning who go out and see this happen, and they see you. What's going on?
I
This is in
don't know.
Chulton. Says, is the city under attack? An undead horde? And she's just immediately going there because that's happened before. The flaming fist, they'll protect us, right? I don't hear the horns.
Must be something else. And then he'll walk outside.
I'm staying here. And you can see a lot of people are just closing.
As Valfine follows War, she's gonna flip the hood up on the Elvenkind cloak.
The Badger is now on War's show.
Okay. What about Alexandria?
Alexandria's gonna stick with War, but she's got a quizzical look on her face. Everybody's reacting so strongly to something that could simply just be, honestly, a couple of Vlad's and Brolin's fans having a fist fight because of all the energy that got stirred up.
My reaction is because whenever there's something interesting, I want to see it.
I'd rather have the raid and not eat it.
Excellent. Are you all heading outside then? Is that the goal where everybody's heading? Are you stopping anybody inside Kai's house of repose? What is the action here? People are
There's still
There are
people in.
people that are rushing by that like look like they know what's going on. He'd probably say, "Do you
make a persuasion check. These are people who are a little panicked in the moment. You can do so with advantage if anyone's helping him. Alexandria is with him.
Valfine has to. I mean, we can
The Badger can.
try to reach out and stop someone.
Yeah. Roll with advantage. A 10. You hear, I don't know, something outside, something someone saw. I'm going to look. And he's running.
Something outside?
Alrighty, keep going."
Definitely outside by now.
Yeah, it's definitely, the crowd is thick. It's hard to make your way through the doors, but eventually it breaks in the entrance. You got to kind of shove your way. I imagine War, as big as he is easy enough as a pinpoint for the party to be able to follow along. I'll move your party over here. You finally get out in the streets and you see that people look confused out in sort of the alley, the filled now alley in front of the mostly not so rustle and bustle Kaya's house of repose. People come here to relax, but everybody's like, what's going on? What's happening? And you can look around and you can see heads kind of looking around for what it is that we're supposed to be looking at, and then you start looking at heads that look up, and then more heads that look up, and then more heads that look up. It all happens in a few blink of an eye seconds, and you start to hear gasps and mouth and hands over mouths and and just immediately just a gasp, a hush over the crowd, and you all look up to see it. And you tell me how you respond. A massive pillar of ice rises from Temple Hill in the Merchant's Ward, going up almost 1,000 feet into the air, piercing the sky. Even now, the very drips from the heat can be seen melting off of its peak. It rises like a single knife into the sky, and people are looking up. A shadow can be seen from the sun that stretches all the way across all the way across Port Nyanzaru, Temple Hill, and Mount Sibasa, casting a massive shadow that darkens even the area, just an area just off of you guys. It goes right through here across Mount Sibasa, blocking the light.
If I roll an Arcana check, have I seen this before?
Go ahead and make an Arcana check.
Well, Crowley got out.
17.
Level 9 spell.
You're not sure what it is, or where it came from, or even if it is magic or if it isn't. This massive pillar, if it was magic, it would take a power unknown to the civilized world to be able to do something quite like that. What are you all doing what do you look like? What's the moment look like for you as you're staring up at this icy tower?
We're
I imagine
probably. I'm sorry, if you want to go.
Oh no, go for it.
Okay. We're probably turns and looks at Alexandria and like waits for the eye contact.
It's gonna take a moment because she's in complete awe.
Yeah.
I imagine there's a shot of all of us staring, like there's a shadow cast over us.
Yeah.
Of the ice block,
Sure.
and Brolin poofs back into Brolin on top of Warshell, and we're all just like mesmerized by this giant floating thing of ice.
Okay, that's what Brolin...
I don't think it's floating.
It goes all the way down into the Merchant's Ward.
Is it? Can we tell if it's like burst through the ground?
It's from the ground. It's definitely
The
grounded.
ground. Okay.
Yeah. It's just giant ice pillar from the ground, all 1,000 feet.
Did it destroy any buildings, or is
You're
it like
not sure
frozen
from
over?
this distance.
We're too far.
You're too
Okay.
far.
I didn't know if we were on a hill or not, because we've got.
Yeah.
It's pillared.
No.
straight
Temple Hill.
up. So what's Valfine doing? I think Valfine and Frisia are the only ones I don't know exactly what you look like or what your character looks like in the scene that we're looking at.
I guess Frisia makes a joke that we could have sold this one for way more.
Valfine's gonna shoot you a shitty look, like it's. And I'm gonna turn back to War and Alexandria and say that I've never seen or read anything like that before.
This looks like it's coming down from the Merchant's Ward. We gotta go check it out.
There is no way we can get into the Merchant's Ward right now.
We're still trying to like hold for Alexandria eye contact.
Oh well, yeah. After a solid minute.
More ice.
Ice, yeah. The Crowley, that demon.
Well,
Not here.
there are plenty of things that can create magical ice.
Yes,
There's
we don't know enough yet.
Well, let's get over there.
The calm and shock of the people around you has definitely frozen some people in fear. They have paused for a moment, hands over their mouths, looking up, wondering what's going on. There are many whispers, and they just seem to get quieter and quieter as people contemplate the fear of the moment. So quiet, so still, so frozen. And then you notice that they aren't moving at all. None of them.
No. Oh,
I think
no.
we should get out of this town.
None of them are moving.
We've been trying, man. We've been trying.
Everyone is as still as ice. How are my friends? You hear a voice, but don't see a figure to attach to it. Not yet, until you see moving through the frozen crowd a single head, bald, tattooed. And this individual, dressed in red robes, makes his way through the frozen crowd. And you can see that on either hand doesn't seem to be humanoid. They seem to be, well, one is fully humanoid. The other is humanoid with a single index finger that comes out and it's completely covered in frost with a single claw at the very end, that part of Crowley sticking to it. You look around at your companions. You can see them. They are moving with you. You are all being contacted. It has been so long. Tell me, how are you? How has the port been treating you? I see you've already made a new friend.
War's kind of looking back and forth at the other people, looking for, like, recognition on their faces.
I'm so sorry. You don't know me, War, but I know you. He looks to Freesia. You are new here, so you would not know me either. But the remainder of you, we have had words. We are friends, in one way or another. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Crowley. And he looks over towards the pillar and he says, "Quite a show Levistus makes. Isn't it glorious?" He says, "So, Asteria's not with you."
I imagine you already knew that.
Ever so intelligent. He walks up close to you guys. Quite close. I mean, he's as close as probably 10 feet, not even.
What did you do to her?
Do to her? Nothing at all. Asteria's choices are her own. I can only ever suggest. It's not my fault if she takes my suggestion. It's interesting that I find myself where I am, freed at last from that witch's curse. A setback indeed. But the pieces are still moving. And he looks at all of you and opens his arms. Even without me, this chessboard is quite active. But I only thought it so rude to leave without saying goodbye. Asteria, of course, felt differently. But I am a gentleman.
A gentleman that can't take no for an answer.
Not when yes is so readily available, Valvine.
If I recall, I told you no twice.
Indeed, you did. And good on you. Strength of the soul is quite valuable. You see, I didn't need all of you to say yes. I just needed one. I knew it would happen eventually, and here we are. Vengeance is such a sultry dish.
What are you doing? What do you mean, vengeance?
Of course she would not tell you. That is not in her way. Many of you keep secrets from each other. Her included. No, she seeks vengeance, one I wish to readily give her. She requested my services, and the Vistus provides. I believed at the very least you deserved some form of explanation. You have at very least deserved that.
Why do we deserve that exactly?
For all the work you did. Traveling through the jungle, understanding exactly where the death curse lies, the quest given before you in so many places, and you learned it. Omu. I told you before that my master's goal is much in line with yours. I needed but one soul to answer that call, and I got it.
Good for you.
Good for me indeed.
So why are you parading around in front of us again?
Why? Why
He obviously
do you...
likes his new haircut.
I definitely do. This visage is familiar to some of you, I imagine. Oh, I was there when that happened. Mistakes. What can you do? Oh, it's not your fault, of course. Things happen in the jungle. And you are exactly right, Alexandria. If you're wondering why I'm here, we're partly parading, for I did form some victory out of our little companionship. But I have other needs. Curiosities, rather, mere trinkets. I am so ever curious what your next move will be. Will you go to Omu? Try and stop the death curse? Or will you stay here and parade this town for longer?
Sounds like none of your damn business.
You are so correct. It is none of my business, the kind of business I'm most interested in. But I imagine I wouldn't get anything from any of you. Not what I would expect, so perhaps you are completely right. This is a parade. My own. You had yours coming back here, and this is mine. Don't worry. I will take ever such care of your friend. And oh, before I do depart you and leave you to your own devices, note that my deal that I offered before is always on the table. Though you've scorned me before, I am a kind and generous soul. The same goes for your friends. War and Frisha, is it? I'm sure you can explain the details, and if they wish to know, they need only call, and I will be there. Says, nothing else to say to me. No more conversation. Come now, you aren't all this boring.
Everybody
So who are
can
you again?
Everybody who can see him literally fighting back his rage.
Says, do keep that temper under control. War. And Threesha, I don't think I need to explain much. You're so much smarter than you let on. But there's no reason to torture you for too long. As I said, I am a merciful soul. Do enjoy the tower. Don't worry. I only killed a few people. No merchant princes, I promise you. But people died. Had to happen. Not my fault. When a priestess of such considerable power locks me away, well, what else can I do but call to my daddy?
So what you're saying is you didn't do anything at all, and in fact, this impressive display of power belongs to Daddy Dearest.
I would
So-
never claim such power.
Oh, so really you're nothing magnificent at all.
Hmm.
Just a child bragging about how big Daddy is.
All right, let's stop antagonizing the devil.
You are such fun, Alexandria. I can always count on you to talk to me. Yes, I believe that this masturbation is over. I am rooting for you. I hope I will see you in Omu, where things will get ever more interesting.
Good. And hopefully when you show up again, you'll bear a better gift than this one. Something worthy of my time.
Perhaps I will.
Be gone, thought!
And as you say that, all of your vision, every one of you, your vision begins to blur. A headache kind of hurts at the sides of your temples as you are forced to look to the side and grasp your forehead. And as you look back up, he is no more. And you are surrounded by a crowd of people still panicking, still in silent awe of the magnificent amount of power around you. And then the crowd begins to move, begins to make its way toward the situation, trying to figure out what exactly is happening, what is going on as the water begins to melt from the very tip of this tower. Our episode ends. It ends on a few things, just so that we don't have to come back and explain all of this away, because I want us to get back into the 10-day situation. I will allow you guys to take minor actions if you wish, but what happens over the rest of the 10-day is the tower melts. There are 30 dead servants in the... and some are missing, but 30 counted dead in the... manner of the villa of, let me get her name to remember, in the direction and area of Xanthi's villa, the old woman prince. A lot of resources of the temple of Savros and the Zentarum itself are used to quell crowds and hush situations. Wakanga comes out with an announcement that it was a backlash of magic, a secret plan, a plot, a complete lie, you guys would know, to hold together a sort of magic circle with enough power that might be able to repel the undead armies. It is spun in a way because it's a situation of government not understanding it quite so much. I mean, they do understand what it is, but they don't want the people to be worried. So a complete lie, a farce is given as to the situation. The deaths are definitely mourned, and the city is doing its best to pay the families some whatever they can for the loss of their their family members in the ice. It does melt. It takes 2 days to happen, though. As it drips in, and the Temple of Gond takes the time to make a funnel to get it all to go into the harbor ward so that it doesn't flood the city streets and cause any more damage than it already has. The city works together over the end of the 10-day to try to deal with the situation. A lot has been happening, and a lot of people are questioning if Uptau even looks upon Chult anymore, or the gods themselves, as so many terrible things seem to just keep happening day after day ever since the death curse began. And that's where we're going to end our session. And excellent, friends. I'm gonna move us back over here. Thanks to those who joined in the stream. I would give the whole spiel, but I don't really want to for these ones. I want to be able to let it go so that the guys can talk and stuff. Basically, if you want to see me again, I will be streaming on Wednesdays some more Dungeons and Dragons. You can find me there. Thank you so much to everybody who's watching, past, future, whatever, wherever you are, morning, noon, or night. Make it a good one, guys. Thank you, my lovely cast over here, for being absolutely amazing. Everyone take care and have an excellent night.